Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Wednesday, January 4th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 74. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag, so get your questions into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat and we'll answer them at 8:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Hello, what's going on, everyone? Welcome in to another day of local sports talk radio. That's right. For many of you out there, it's your favorite kind. The majority of you are male and middle-aged, and we welcome you, as well as those who are not male and middle-aged as well. It's be a very welcoming place for everyone going to school, going to work, going to whatever. A lot of schools starting back up today.
Yeah, first day of school.
Let's go, boys. Give it up. For the parents, we made it through Christmas break. It was fantastic. As far as the breaks go, I think probably the most fun break. It's not quite as unending as summer. You know, holidays are always fun to be hanging out. But I don't think I'm alone in saying looking forward to having the incredible and amazing teachers in our lives once again taking care of our kids throughout the day.
Was there, as a student, like as someone that's in elementary, middle school, maybe high school, maybe you're kind of like whatever, but was there a sadder day than the day you had to go back after Christmas break? I mean, you're out for basically like 17 to 20 days, depending on how the weekend falls.
Yeah, it's bad because like at least with summer, you always had the anticipation of, and maybe this is gone now in a day and age where you can constantly see what your friends are doing. But
That's
like,
true, but you couldn't, yeah.
Yeah, the anticipation of like, oh my God, like who grew up, like who changed, who's gonna have summer adventures to talk about, who got like really good looking all of a sudden over the last couple of months. Yeah, you don't exactly get that as much with Christmas break. All you get is going back on an appropriately dreary day. Though temperature, it's pretty chill weather, I suppose. Hope everybody made it through the storms last night pretty well. So, no, it's a pretty bad day, Jake, to your point.
Yeah, it is.
To your point.
It was always a day, like, and certainly when you were like elementary school, like you still had like your fresh toys or maybe the newest video game or, board game, miniatures. I don't know if you were into those at that time.
Warhammer 40K
and
was my first.
you were
for
playing
sure.
with those. So, you're having fun with them. And all of a sudden, you got to leave them. Got to go to school for 8 hours.
Yeah, that's been one of the bad side effects of this regaining, this reemergence of the miniature hobby in my life, is I have fallen deep into Warhammer and Warhammer 40K lore holes. I'm listening to heresy right now. It's actual like good sci-fi though, which shocks me. But we get to more of that later because we got a lot of news to get to today. A lot of basketball to start the show today. A fine showing by LSU basketball last night, going on the road in Rupp Arena. They do fall short, but with how everybody talked about this team before conference play to now through 2 games of conference play, frankly, it's been a resounding success. And I know that hurts when you're coming off of a loss and you say, well, that should never be the actual. And if you're one of those zero-sum people where the win or loss is the only thing that matters, that's all well and good. I get that. I don't fault you for that. It's within your rights. But, I am someone who appreciates engaging in nuance and context. And we all know the story of this LSU team. The only team I've ever seen in my life, Jake, like as much as even football, we talk about being built from the ground up this year. LSU basketball quite literally built from the ground up, as you were down to 0 players for a hot minute there before you had a couple guys come back. So Matt McMahon continued to do a fantastic job. We'll get into that game a little bit. But I think we have to start on the NBA front. As yesterday, if you heard an explosion, that was a Woj bomb. And unfortunately, it's not one of the fun Woj bombs. That means like some crazy trade has happened and superstars are going to be swapping allegiances and everything else. No, it was the Woj bomb that every NBA fan comes to fear. The injury bomb that involves your best player, and it probably hits a little worse with Zion Williamson, as Wojnarowski tweeting yesterday that New Orleans Pelicans star Zion Williamson is expected to miss multiple weeks. Reading Andrew Lopez's piece, another 3 weeks seems to be the timeline being attached to this, but not 3 weeks, and for sure good. He has a strained right hamstring, sources say, and the word on the street is that he's going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks. And the reason why I point out that distinction is because if you look at Brandon Ingram, he's been reevaluated a few times now, and it is still, Ingram is getting healthier. He's getting back. He's putting up shots. He's not done a full practice yet, but this Pelicans team, of which we have championed the depth, the character, and everything else, well, that depth and character, Jake's about to be tested over this next month.
Yeah, we've heard reevaluated with Michael Thomas very, very often on the football side of things. It's never great. Like, you love to hear, like, okay, it's going to be 2 weeks. It's going to be, even like if it's going to be 2 to 4 weeks. Like, if you have a timetable, not like you're going to get reevaluated in 3 weeks. And I would love for this team to be able to play together, just have a stretch where everyone was healthy, everyone was ready to go. Now, thanks to the depth that we're talking about, you have been able to obviously have a really nice season. Now, you've lost 2 in a row. You're losing your most explosive player. Can you get anybody back? Because even with the depth that you have, like, you're talking about your stars. Like, you're talking about your go-to guys. You're talking about Zion and B.I. Now, can CJ take over a game? Yes, but I don't think at this point you want him taking over 10 games. Like, you're going to need one of those, bodies back in the lineup. Certainly B.I. is going to be closer than Zion, and obviously Zion has the injury history as well. I mean, that's the elephant in the room. Like, we know that, and when he's on, he is as explosive and as exciting as anyone in the NBA, but it's like getting him for an extended period of time.
Well, and if you are someone who is a Zion denier and you think that ultimately his body will betray him, then this is the perfect ammunition for your cynical, broken little heart. As you use the word explosive, Jake, right? And where does a hamstring injury come from? It generally comes from a guy who is just too explosive, too freakish in the lower body. Like, that's how Zion generates all of those that power, that east to west power, that north south power. That who was it? Doesn't matter. Somebody was talking about last week. One of his opponents was basically talking about his ability to move every single direction. So it's not ideal. I mean, it sucks. There's really no way around it. It sucks. It's a true MVP candidate playing the best basketball of his career, and now, at a stretch when you need him. I mean, the West is a logjam right now. You're third in the West right now. You're half a game back from the Grizz, who are second. You're a full game back from the Nuggets, who are first. But, Jake, you're only 3.5 ahead of eighth. And you mention 10 games. If you look at the schedule, so today's January 4th. You look at the schedule through February 4th. Say 4 weeks, okay? I know it's reevaluated in 3, but let's just say 4 weeks here. 17 games in those 4 weeks. Yeah. 17 games at a time when you are in third, but only 3.5 up from eighth. So if you want to talk about that, that's why I talk about testing the toughness, the grit, the mentality, the character, everything. This team is about to go through it. And look, the great hope, I think, would be here that, and I think this is true, that Brandon Ingram comes back in the middle of this. And all of a sudden, that solves almost everything. Like I don't think you can completely implode with Ingram in the lineup. I think it's much easier to achieve probably the 500 record that you would love to have, I think, without Zion. But every win that you can manage to snag without both of those guys is going to be massive. Because, like you said, CJ can still do it. We saw it the other night. Set a franchise record for threes in the win against the Sixers a little over a week ago. I think he had a career high in points. Maybe I can't remember. But either way, I'm with you, Jake. I don't know that he can do it week in and week out. And so it begs the question. Willie Green always talks about calling him up, not calling him out, right? Mm-hmm. Who is going to get called up? who will fill this scoring void? Are they going to try to force like Trey Murphy to get it done? Does Valanciunas continue to become more of an offensive force? But even that's kind of problematic because he's kind of matchup based, determining whether or not he can get on the floor. Mario, you host the Flocka podcast. Who do you think is going to have to do the heavy lifting besides C.J. McCollum in terms of replacing the scoring here?
I think Jonas is a good candidate. He had that 37-point game not too long ago. Like you said, a little matchup-based, but guys off the bench might have to take a little bit more of a scoring load. Alvarado also had a 37-point game not long ago. I think the Pelicans have enough offense. I think they will be able to overcome this, not slip too much in the standings. You're 6-2 without Zion this year. You're 12-6 without Brandon Ingram. But we've talked about it a lot on the show. Your best basketball this season has come when you're not whole. And the last time you had Zion, B.I., CJ all out on the court was November 21st. Now those guys might not play together again until February. So once you get to the playoffs, those reps that you're missing might come back to haunt you.
What about, do we know their record without B.I. and Zion? Because I know there's been a couple, but I feel like for the most part this year, when one's been out, the other one's been available. Early on, Brandon Ingram was kind of doing the heavy lifting, and then here, as of late, it's been Zion who took over.
Yeah, we can try and look
maybe
that up.
StatMuse. Maybe
yes.
StatMuse might
Love to
have
get
it. Go check it out.
Larry Nance Jr. back as well.
Yes, that's another piece that's been huge and was huge for much of the beginning of the season that now we haven't talked about as much because you do have guys like Hernan Gomez and others who have stepped up, but they're all missing the
Jackson Hayes and Hernan Gomez are very quality backup centers in this age of the NBA. Like, typically if you have one center, you feel really good about it, but just having him back, obviously, because he's an athletic big, right? If you want to take some of that role, because it's going to have to be pieced together. It's not going to just be one guy. So, you take some of that athletic role that Zion leaves and you insert him into the lineup. So getting like anybody's back at this time when you lose maybe your best player would be crucial for the Pelicans.
Yeah, I agree. So, look, in terms of opponents tonight, you couldn't start with a better one as you get the 10-27 Houston Rockets. So, this is a great test game to figure out what this new normal is going to feel like for the Pelicans over the next month. But, here's – if you are a Pelicans fan, you need to put all of your energy that you can into trying to get Brandon Ingram back on the court. Which, again, I want to be clear. That situation is moving in the right direction. He's on the court putting up shots. If you saw the video, great video yesterday as C.J. McCollum tells Willie Green that he's been named Western Conference Coach of the Month. But Ingram's there at practice. He has not done a full practice yet, but I got to imagine that he can't be too much farther off. And, Mar, it could go both ways, what you were just talking about, where, yes, come playoff time, and it's a big if everybody is fully healthy and available for the postseason, there could be there could be a bit of a negative in that maybe they don't have the chemistry that had a lot of those reps. But if they make it through this, all right, let's say they go 500 or something, the way in which you will have tested your depth, right, and the way in which you will have figured out fully your roster top to bottom will give you an advantage over other teams that maybe maintained a more healthy regular season. So, look, what I love is how far the Pelicans have come where, in all of the past roster constructions, an injury to Anthony Davis basically spelled doom. You're just completely done. It is ridiculous that we could sit here and you're missing not just Zion, not just Brandon Ingram, Larry Nance, everybody you're just talking about. And still we actually believe that they should have a fighting chance on most nights. I believe that 500 over those 17s or close to it is doable. And that's only because of what Willie Green has established and the buy-in from this team and every single member on this bench. So we're going to see. We're going to learn.
I'm excited for the extra Billy minutes. Every time he's in the game, he seems to be really efficient on both ends. I think he's really going to take advantage of this opportunity.
I feel am I wrong? I know Trey Murphy's kind of maybe cooled off at the beginning, been struggling a bit lately, but I would feel as if this would be Trey Murphy's opportunity to take a big scoring jump.
100%. And Herb Jones has been kind of in and out of the lineup with injuries, with illnesses, and it's not like he's having a bad season or anything. He's been awesome on defense, but he's going to have to pick it up a little bit on offense. He hasn't even had a 20-point game this season, so that's somebody else who's going to have to step up on that end.
Well, we going to see, and it starts tonight. Again, I love this as a starting point. Smoothie King Center tonight. Rockets should take care of that. But then it gets real immediately as the Brooklyn Nets will be coming to town. And it was Jacques Vaughn who was just named Eastern Conference Coach of the Year. I think the Nets went like 12-1 over this last month.
Kyrie versus Alvarado is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and then Saturday they're going to Dallas. So,
and then I mean, even Washington
they've been playing
has been
well.
a really good team lately.
Then they got the Celtics. Boy.
Yeah, next 15 games is a little rough. You're definitely going to have your metal tested here. But, hey, they've overcome injuries all season. Last season, they did what they did without Zion the whole time. I think they'll be okay, but where this will really affect them, I think, is later in the season and in the postseason when hopefully you're finally healthy.
Yeah, 7 of 8 on the road, too, after that Brooklyn game.
Damn. Hey, man. Adversity defines the man, right? And I mean men in a non-gender specific. I mean like mankind. Like, adversity and how you respond to it is what ultimately will determine how good you are and what sort of team you are going to be. So let's see what Willie Green and this team can do. And congrats to Willie Green, the man, for being named Western Conference Coach of the Month. All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's go ahead and dive in a little LSU Kentucky last night. Keep it locked right here over the next 3 hours. Having fun off the bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to allstartoyota.batonrouge.com, allstartoyota of batonrouge.com. I mean, you go see them off the airline highway. It's not just a website. Allstar Toyota Baton Rouge is awesome. I actually prefer to go in and talk to everybody. But you can get there on the site and you can chat with people through the text box if you want to start some initial conversations. If you're like... if you love online shopping, you can actually order your car right there from the website. That seems a little wild to me, but you can do it with your friends over there at All Star Toyota. So go check out some of the incredible deals, whether it's new, Toyota certified used. They have it all for you. All Star Toyota.
You can actually do both, T, if you want to customize your vehicle online and then kind of go in to finalize everything. So if you feel better about that process, but you can do it online. So they've got everything available for you on that website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Don't forget about the leasing and rentals that we tell you about, per day rental prices. The full fleet is available in both those processes as well. You can find all that information at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing.
I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Hey, it's join me 1 to 3 on Wednesday. JD Piquel of On 3 Sports will join us, and at LSU, get it done up in Rupp. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Waiting for the break of day, searching for something to say, flashing lights against the sky.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Team Up Jake Mark, Danny hanging out with you today. Hope you're having a great day. Let's have ourselves a Wednesday here. Shout out to all the kids going back to school. Be respectful to your teachers.
And also your parents that had to wake you up for the first time this morning.
Yeah. And if you're parents potty training your kids, send your kid to school with pants on. I had a buddy tell me about this yesterday. That because if you read some of these potty training books, like one that we tried, I don't know, I hate potty training. The first experience was awful. I'm putting off the second kid. We got to get there eventually. But like one of the ways to do it, there's I can't remember the name of the book, but it's one that a lot of people use. Is like you need to clear like 3 days of your schedule, and that kid needs to be basically like naked for 3 days, right? And so anytime you have to go to the bathroom, like no clothes are screwing it up, and you get him on the toilet, right? Well, my buddy, who goes to like a very expensive, like one of those stupid preschools in Atlanta, like why pay this amount of money for 3? I have no idea. But he sends his kid there, and sure enough, one of the parents just sending their kid with no pants on. Because they're potty training. I mean, no worry about how this poor kid's going to feel walking around with no pants on at school.
That's like a nightmare that I used to have as a child. Like, like my parents, like you had to go to school like in your underwear or something.
Yes. Yeah. It's a classic nightmare, right? And everybody had, like you're like, you show up at school, you're like, I'm naked. What the hell? What happened? It makes me irrationally angry. It really does.
I find potty training that difficult, but
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I guess I can only speak for myself. It was not. I didn't enjoy it. It was not fun. I mean, just cleaning up human fecal matter is just like it just sucks. Bottom line, there's just no other way around it, unfortunately. What else sucked, but not really so badly. At least not as badly as cleaning up. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Was the LSU basketball game last night as they go on the road to Kentucky to Rupp Arena, second SEC game of the Matt McMahon era. They're on a 7-game win streak. Had just beaten the number 9 team in the country in Arkansas in a great SEC debut. And they go on the road toe-to-toe with a Kentucky team that is admittedly down, still ranked 25th in the country. But, you know, I get all my Kentucky news through following Matt Jones.
Yeah, me too.
And it all seems a little unhinged over there right now.
Yep.
Like they are at each other's throats constantly. He had one night the other night where he was just basically begging Kentucky fans. He's like, look, tonight let's just have a positive night. We're just all going to stay positive and say positive things, blah, blah. So Kentucky's down a bit right now, and LSU almost took advantage and managed to snag one on the road as they fight back in the end, down 1 with only a few seconds left. They lose 74-65. 71. Oscar Tshiebwe versus KJ Williams was a battle throughout. Tshiebwe Williams with 19 and 16. I mean, it's his 36th career double-double I read in like 40-something games for Tshiebwe. But here's what I like, Jake. Like, what's the is it Dr. Arnold, who's one of the new LSU player personnel guys? He may be the director of player development. I can't remember his exact title, but he has a bunch of great like kind of slogans that this team latches on to, and one of them is control the controllables, right? And you may not be as talented as Kentucky, but when I think about doing the things that you can when you're trying to punch up against an opponent like that, you only turn the ball over 9 times. Like, that's winning basketball. Like, that's how you give yourself a chance against teams that are better than you. Shoot 50% from the field, you only turn it over 9 times. That is controlling the controllables. Unfortunately, it just wasn't quite enough in the end.
Yeah, 15 assists, only 9 turnovers, and this is a LSU basketball team that's going to play a lot of different players, and obviously it's been pieced together, and so it might look, different than the Arkansas game. It's going to look different than the Kentucky game. Next game, the rotation's going to look different, so they're going to play a lot of guys, and maybe eventually they settle into and find out exactly who they want to play, but it is a team that is still learning each other, still learning on the fly there, but it was a great effort there last night in Lexington, and just wouldn't go away. Like, every time it looked like Kentucky was about to pull away, they'd get up 8, they'd get up 9, they'd get up 10. LSU would fight back, and even to the final seconds. I mean, LSU, now it wasn't a great look, and it ended up looked like his foot was on the line. Williams shot a 3 to try to tie the game. Looked like it would have been a 2, but still, like, even to the very end, you never stop fighting. You get fouled right there on the line, and you make all 3, and then it looks like you're going to force a turnover there, and you're just out of bounds. And so they kept fighting. And this team, it's not going to just be one of those, man, they're fun to watch, they're gritty. They're going to win some basketball games in the SEC. I mean, you've already beaten Arkansas. That's a really good team. Kentucky, to your point, they're 10-4, but look at their schedule. I mean, they've played some who's who.
Yeah.
So they're maybe not the Kentucky that we thought they would be, still a good basketball team. And for LSU, a team that when the coach takes over doesn't have a player, to be going to Rupp Arena and forcing – a shot up to potentially tie it there in regulation after coming off a top 10 victory against Arkansas. I mean, that can get you excited because that means you're going to be a team that's worth watching all season long.
It should get you excited. It speaks to everything we're talking about, the character, the discipline of the team. If you can manage to – now, as long as this doesn't become a situation where you're just locking in and playing up because you're going against very good teams, like if you bring this same effort, discipline, and execution against – the mid-level teams, the bottom-tier teams, like you can separate. And I know a lot of the NCAA basketball talking heads have been saying this, Jake, but basically LSU was not a tournament team at the beginning of the year in most of their minds. But here, after a couple of games, I feel like that has changed. I feel like a lot, like the majority of the main analysts in the sport believe that, no, you know what we've seen at LSU, this can be, and we think right now will be a team that will find itself in March Madness, which would be a massive success here in year number 1.
Yeah, and you start to look at the hierarchy of the SEC, like I don't have them too far off the top. Now, are they at the top? No, they're not, but they are right there, a team that's going to be competitive every single time that you play them. And you mentioned, like, what if they're playing, Ole Miss or South Carolina?
Yeah.
Just from watching McMahon work and kind of knowing how this team's pieced together, and some of these players being from places like Murray State, and Murray State's a hell of a basketball program, but like they, in their mind, have always, had to punch up, or they've always had to try to prove someone wrong. I can't imagine them ever saying, we're just playing South Carolina, we're just playing Ole Miss tonight. And so I think the makeup and the DNA of this team is going to be one that can handle the teams that it's supposed to go out there and take care of.
Which would start this Saturday, right? I mean, LSU going to Texas A&M, 5 p.m. A&M 8-5 in the year. A&M with their SEC opener tonight against Florida at 6. So if you want to get a little preview of what this Texas A&M team is going to look like, you could check that out. But yeah, that would fall under the category. Okay, if you do want to be a tournament team and everything else that we're talking about, that's the type of game that you need to win.
It is. And again, I think this team can handle that. It's not like if they lose the game, it's not going to be because they're not ready or they're disrespecting their opponent. I don't think it's because they've played Arkansas and Kentucky the first 2 times out. And there's a lot of guys that you can you can point to that have the potential of taking a game over, which I think is a really good recipe for this LSU team. Like Trey Hannibal at times last night, he's not a starter. He took over the game.
Yeah, just like he did against Arkansas.
I mean, he's a fullback, by the way.
Yeah, he reminds me of one of my favorite all-time Pelicans, Tyreek Evans. Tyreek Evans just used to put that thing high and tight, lower that shoulder, bust through the line, and then just like, whoop, just throw it up. And he made more than he had any right to make. And I know that it wasn't great team basketball all the time, and I know that it was during a frustrating era of Pelicans basketball. But, yeah, I like a good fullback barreling through the middle there.
I mean, and
playing
that's what
football
he is.
while everybody else is playing
I
basketball.
mean, I know he got a charge late in the game, but he also went to the basket and gave them an opportunity. So, again, like, there's different pieces to this team. It doesn't have to be a one-man show. Like, can KJ Williams be that guy? Absolutely, he can be, and he was last night. But with Miller,
4 to
Hayes.
6 from 3. Pretty good for your 6'10" guy.
Yeah, I mean, and one of those was, at the end of the game, looked like he was going to get a better shot off, but he obviously had a 2-point attempt there and got tipped. But I like the play. I don't know if you had a chance to go back and watch it. I like the play design that they had there. But look, again, this team has so many different guys that I think can really go take over a basketball game. Now, how many they play once this thing gets to the nitty-gritty of it? Probably 8. Like, they played 11 guys last night. Now, some of those guys played only a couple of minutes, but you got 8 guys that you feel pretty confident about. So, to your point, T, if you finish, say you finish 5th in the SEC, 6th in the SEC, and you make the NCAA tournament after when your coach took over, we all know the things that were surrounding LSU basketball.
Yeah.
You had no players. Like, you didn't have a player. Like, you're Will Smith walking into the living room and all the furniture's gone. And now we're talking about going on the road and possibly beating Kentucky, having a shot to tie the game to send it to overtime. So they'll be just fine. And you have to imagine the more games they play together, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, Matt McMahon, great early returns from Coach McMahon for sure. Mario, you're hovering on the mic. Do you have something that you want to say or no?
Since everybody's wondering, Tyreek Evans is now with Indios de Mayagüez
okay.
in Puerto Rico.
Hell yeah, dude. Shout out Tyreek Evans.
Still playing ball.
balling, dude.
Wait.
Ballers ball, dude.
Tyreek Evans is still playing basketball?
Yes.
Ballers ball. I don't know what to tell you.
He was banned from the NBA in 2019 for violating the league's anti-drug program. Schedule 1 drugs, like drugs that you're really not supposed to do. And he was banned for 3 years.
I'm about to say, if you smoke weed, like if you smoke your way out of the NBA, that's impressive. Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, no, this is like
Cheech and Chong.
This is like meth, cocaine. The same thing happened.
Allegedly. Relax.
These are the Schedule 1 drugs that are listed. Same thing happened to O.J. Mayo, but Tyreek was reinstated. In February, so he can go back to the NBA if he wants, but he's chilling in Puerto Rico right now.
Tyreek Evans, not as old as you think.
I was just about to look up.
He's in his Jesus year.
What?
He's 33.
There's
Tyreek
no way.
Evans went pro and was so good, so young. Yes, he's a few months younger than me. He was born September 19th, 1989, so he just hit his Jesus year. Unfortunately, I'm only a month away now, boys, from mine being at an end. God, it's been a hell of a year. Very, very sad stuff. All right, let's go to break. Look, the bottom line, LSU basketball, I know it's a loss, but context matters. They acquitted themselves well. Great job by the fellas. Great job by Coach McMahon. Coming up next, I want to talk a little bit more about this LSU quarterback room. Really enjoyed a piece Wilson Alexander wrote. And then we got some flustering kicking off hour 2. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to ITI Technical College. Let's change our lives, folks. ITI Technical College, itcollege.edu. This is a local, family-owned trade school right here in Baton Rouge, okay? Has been for 50 years. Ain't no national for-profit BS, okay? They're here for you to help you change your life and get that career that you've been wanting. So if you're feeling a little lost, you're feeling a little stuck, ITI can help you out of that, man. In just 2 years, you get that AOS degree, which prepares you for careers relevant in Louisiana industry. Then, after you graduate, they can actually assist you in getting those jobs. I've been in the job fair. Student appreciation days are great. Go to ITI Technical College today.
Go to the website or pick up the phone, 877-591-1070. That is admissions. Tell them exactly what you're looking to do. And remember, they're going to work with your schedule. Day and night courses. Fridays are off. You can get to the finish line with ITI College. Find it online at iticollege.edu.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2022 Ford F-150, plus no payments for 90 days and 2.9% APR for 72 months. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community.
We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
All right, let's say ah.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's AFR presented by Pluckers. Saints start getting ready for their regular season finale against the Panthers. We'll recap LSU, Kentucky, and hoops and preview Pels Rockets. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, welcome back, OTB. Let's talk a little LSU football right here. I really enjoyed a Wilson Alexander piece in The Advocate, which I'd recommend going to check out, where it's all about basically, okay, where does the quarterback room stand post Citrus Bowl? And it's filled with all sort of interesting quotes, Jake, that are from Brian Kelly and that are a bit hard to discern as to exactly what they mean, because at sometimes it would appear like you're saying two things, right? We'll start with the first one, which is, quote, this is from Brian Kelly talking about the quarterback situation. There's no quarterback controversy. Jaden is the number one quarterback. Garrett will get an opportunity to compete, though. Now, the reason why I say this is interesting, because it does seem very clear-cut. Jaden's one, Garrett's going to compete. That's basically what you say about any position battle out there. Like that's a very standard line. Why this becomes interesting, though, is because in talking to other players like Mason Taylor and others, they actually got fully equal reps during the bowl practices,
right?
Which I found to be a bit intriguing because you only make practice reps equal if you really have an open competition, right? I mean, am I wrong there, or do you agree with that? Yeah.
I think you're right. I mean, bowl practice can be a little bit different.
You
but,
can test the waters
but
a little bit.
typically, to your point, T, if like Nussmeier got those reps, other twos would get those reps. It wouldn't be him with the ones, which it seems like it was him with the one offense. Like if it was, the old young guys go, like that's a different story.
Young guys.
But if it was him in there with the ones, then I think you're talking about, seeing what he has and seeing what he can do.
And then so I thought that was a bit intriguing. He says he expects both players to be there for the spring, saying, quote, Brian Kelly again, I absolutely 100% believe that all three quarterbacks are going to be with us. All of them we've had conversations with and feel that's the direction we're going. So again, obviously they're not saying be on the team come fall time. He's not naive. He's not promising anything impossible, but saying no, for spring, I do believe that everybody is going to stick around. Remember, you also have Ricky Collins coming in. He'll be an early enrollee, giving you a fourth quarterback in that room. But I wonder, Jake, what could these conversations entail? Like if you're calling Jaden the number one quarterback, and then so you're telling him that, and you're definitely telling him, look, another year on task. You now get a full offseason with new receivers, with Coach Denbrock and everybody. We get to continue to develop. But what are you telling Garrett Nussmeier?
It's a great question because he's been here, obviously, this will be his third year. He's played a little bit in both of the seasons that he's been at LSU. Quarterback now, as we know, is just not a position that sits and waits. I mean, we're about to have a guy come in here that is a dinosaur, Matt Flynn. Like, you just don't do that anymore. I guess unless you're Max Duggan, but even Max Duggan played, right? He was a starter and got replaced and then found his way back to being the starter. So, like, I don't know how you navigate that anymore, T. Like, before, like, we'd see it. We'd see quarterbacks come in, they would redshirt, they'd wait a year, maybe even two, and they'd get a chance to play 2 years.
Yeah.
That's just not the case at that position anymore. So I don't know how you keep everyone in that room happy. It's the hardest position to keep happy in sports because there's only one.
Exactly. And for what it's worth, and it's a position where not only is there only one, but you can't rotate it. You can rotate any other position on the football field, and it's not that big of a deal. Maybe like a Mike linebacker that makes all the calls or something for similar reasons becomes tough. But, like, you ideally don't want to run a two-quarterback system, which, maybe we'll get into that more if that actually looks like it could become a thing, but I don't think they want it to be. And here's the final quote from Kelly. Quote, the most important thing is when you have two really good quarterbacks, you have to have an open mind. You can't be closed-minded when you're looking at two elite quarterbacks. So that speaks to what we have talked about constantly with this staff, is they are open to making changes that would seem drastic in terms of your investment of resources and what and shifting reps from what you have been practicing. The thing that interests me is if everybody really does stick around for spring, Jake, that speaks to buy-in. It speaks to a good sales job from the staff, but it speaks to buy-in from the players as well, because there's a real opportunity cost to this, right? Like, if you're Garrett Nussmeier and you don't think you're going to win that job, it would really behoove you to leave now if you're going to do that and go get a full spring session with the new team, a la Jaden Daniels at LSU last year. Like, when you join during summer, it is very hard to get everything that you need to do in order to play immediately that fall. So it's there's a bit of risk incurred by sticking around and battling out during spring, but I think it also does speak to character and some of the traits that will give you a chance to win the job by coming back and battling it out.
I believe you have until January the 18th. I believe that's when this first portal window closes, but then you can obviously, after spring practice, it will open back up. Not as long as this window is open, but it will open back up. So you will see another rush of quarterbacks go through the transfer portal, those ones that don't win whatever job they're competing for. So you can still do it. Like, to your point, obviously, like, you'd love to have a spring with the guys that you're going to be out there with in the fall. We've seen it done the other way. I mean, Joe Burrow came in here and he got, competition, but he got named starter pretty early.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't name it, I mean, you knew he was going to be the guy. He got here in late May. So it has been done. But if I'm a quarterback, I want want to more than just like the on the field. Like I want to know who I'm throwing to. I want to know the guys. I want to know the offensive line. I want to create that relationship, that chemistry with the coaches as well. So, I mean, you're betting on yourself, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
In a day and age where it just feels like no one wants to bet on themselves in college football. Like if you think, you know what, I know he said he's a starter, but I'm going to come compete. Maybe it's a little bit of meathead. I don't know, but you also can go out there and say, you know what, I think I can go get the job. So that position, you just got to be so careful in how you handle it, because the last thing that you want, T, is to be left where you have one veteran guy and one true freshman, because the guys that you've been trying to groom to be the guy, they go somewhere else.
I agree. And only times we tell, ooh, it's like putting a comfortable pair of boots on. A little quarterback battle talk. There we go, baby. It's going to be a spring full of it. Let's wrap up hour one of OTB next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to DonaldsvilleGlassandBody.com, or I meant to say go to Donaldsville Glass and Body, just like the actual shop. If you are trying to extend the life of your vehicle, if you need any glass repair, go to the place that was literally built on glass repair. You need 24/7 emergency towing, they do that. You need tires, wheels, brakes, like anything and everything. It is your one-stop auto shop. And as I talked about, I know it's a great feeling when your car note is finally done being paid. But you know what sucks? When your car then like breaks down and you feel like you got to get another one. Not with Diebel. They're going to keep your cat purring. Okay? No car notes. Thanks to Donaldsville Glass and Body, dgbauto.com.
Yeah, go to the website. You'll see everything that T-Bob's talking about. If you're watching us online, you can see that is T-Bob. Everything that T-Bob's showing you there over at Donaldsville Glass and Body. Truly a one-stop shop. Oil change, new tires, tire rotation, new windshield repair. They can do it all, big, small, everywhere in between. dgbauto.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana Lawyers.
Join me, Jimmy Ott, for Game Time, live from Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday. Got a bunch of guests giving out picks. Game Time on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Let's go! She walks barely down the street with the brim pulled way down low.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. I love this video that Jake sent to the group yesterday. And I think it actually has some relevant sports talk points to be made. But in case you missed it, this was after the LSU-Purdue game. Whose Twitter does this come from? Is it? I can't remember who filmed the video. I'll find it out in a second. But the point is, this is after the LSU-Purdue game, after Citrus Bowl, where, of course, Drew Brees helped to coach Purdue. But, of course, if you grew up an LSU fan or you're a Louisiana kid, Drew Brees to you is kind of the legend. He's the Hall of Fame quarterback that you knew and loved your entire life. And so there's a great moment here where a bunch of LSU players are asking Brees for autographs after the game.
It's not my jersey. It's not my jersey. It's not my jersey. It's not my jersey. I'm gonna tell my kids this one day, man. I beat you, Brees. We beat you. Look, anytime I tell them we was that night was cold, I say, "Oh no, you're full. You're free." Nah, hey, bro. I know you, bro. That was awesome. Hey, let me get a picture. Hey.
Yeah, so it's a little tough to make out on the audio only front, but who you can hear drop the herb is Joe Fouché.
Yeah, I love it.
And so not only I got goosebumps because that's just like a heartwarming moment. I love when he asked Brees to sign the jersey, and Brees like, "You serious?" And Joe's like, "What do you mean? Of course, you Drew Brees. I'm gonna tell my kids about this. Yes, sign my jersey." But the thing that I like, Jake, is to me, this is kind of what Brian Kelly was trying to accomplish in targeting transfers to return home to Louisiana. Joe Fouché used to play for Arkansas up until this year. Had he not come back here, he never would have got a chance to play in front of his, his family and his hometown friends, put on the purple and gold. And now his journey culminates in the ultimate homecoming, and that a New Orleans kid gets to meet the New Orleans legend after the game, get his jersey signed. And you can tell what it means. Fouché literally saying he's going to tell his kids about that. Yeah.
He comes up and I believe he says, from the same ward. And so, like, you can tell, like, it means something to them. And you're right. It's a great point for you to obviously put those two together, what it means for those guys to be wearing LSU. And obviously Greg's coming back for another season. So that was a great video. Love seeing that. Joe Fouché, let me tell my kids about it. Love it.
Yeah, man. And I wonder what the future holds for Brees. I wonder what he's going to do. I mean, obviously, he doesn't want to be in the, at least not the traditional media game. And I wonder if, I wonder if he continues down this coaching route. And if he does continue down the coaching route, I wonder where it is. I mean, it'd be tough, right? Because don't they live in California?
Yeah, they are San Diego through and through.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. I think when you have the resources he does, and when you live in that nice of a part of the country, it's maybe a little hard to really want to come to grips with the day-to-day grind of college football coaching. But
I mean, he probably he got a little bit of it, obviously, coaching Purdue there for the bowl game, and so like he'll get an idea if he wants to do it or not. But it is an absolute grind. Yeah. Now, I don't know for you, T. Obviously, like you had a family history of sports media, but like for me, this was the way to be around the game without having to put in coaching hours.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know you and I have talked about that before. Like,
well, it's kind of like, I don't know anything but like football. Like we kind of committed. everything to this, and all of a sudden you got a job, you're engaged, you need to try to find something way to make money. You're like, oh, all I got is a general studies degree. So
You can't keep T-Bob in a cubicle.
yeah. Well, and that was always actually for sure very, very appealing. The few days that I did spend in a cubicle, it was not for
I can't
me.
even imagine that. I'm the same way. Me either. Like, I can't stop moving. What Drew does next, I don't know. Like, he's searching, feels like. And we all did. Like, we all search. I mean, you did things. I did things. Like, I went on interviews, like, try to figure out what in the hell I wanted to do. I played football my whole life. Everything I've done is to get to this point, right? And then all of a sudden it's done, and you're trying to figure it out. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Like, you want to be someone that has something going on for them.
It's going to be an analyst, Drew. Chill out.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Chill hours. Hey, Flustering with Matt Flynn coming up to kick off next hour. In the hour, talking about Rejuve-Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Look, you want to feel better, younger, energy rolling out of bed in the morning, like you just hit the ground, feeling like you got that pep in your step. Energy rolling into bed, and confidence rolling into bed at night. That you can get that with the Rejuve-Me Medical. I don't care if you're male, female, 20, 30, 40, 50. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's not. The point is they draw your labs, figure out what your body needs, and then customize a plan for you to get you where you want to be.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Find a full list of conditions that they can treat. So many: fatigue and insomnia, mood and memory problems, sexual dysfunction, weight gain. You're gaining weight and you can't figure out why. Maybe you're doing hard work to lose weight and you can't lose that weight, whatever it might be. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com today.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ATEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Cornwall Toyota in Opelousas is here to help you ring in the new year with no markups, and you'll never pay over MSRP. And we have new inventory arriving daily. So Happy New Year from our Cornwall Toyota family to yours.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, January 4th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 74. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn is in the house for some flestering, and we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag. So get your questions into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, and we'll answer them at 8:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo ho ho, yar matey, and welcome back to a second hour of Off the Bench, where on every single Wednesday we welcome in
Every Wednesday.
LSU great. Look, we talked about it.
Holiday season.
Being a business owner,
and a father,
comes with like anything else, there are benefits and there are pressures, right? And so yes, you are 24/7 busy, you're worried about screwing up everything and everybody losing their job, and you've always got to basically be working and on call, but you can work from where you want, and maybe you can go on vacation with the fam and stuff as long as you take care of everything. So yeah, so yes, did Matt spend the last 2 months gallivanting around the country? Absolutely. But there's a lot of hard work put in even during. Said gallivanting? Yes, Durham.
Gallavation?
Said, that's what I wanted to say, was gallivanation. But I think we're getting too syllabic there. I don't think that makes any actual sense. I don't know if that's a word either. Because I was just adding in extra syllables. So therefore I said I was getting too.
You say it with confidence, though.
Syllabic.
I was actually like giving you credit for saying a word like that I had no idea what it meant. So you could have just rolled with it.
Syllabic. That's the Les Miles
Galvanations.
Special there. Yes. Multiple syllabic galvanations all over the country. Well, Matt, we are very excited to have you back. We're also very excited to be the proud owners of these brand new My High hats. These things are pretty clean, dude. Heck yeah, man.
Very excited.
Made for a big head right there, too, which I absolutely love. I immediately went to only like 2 snaps because that's what I have to do on every hat. And then slowly but surely I worked my way back till it was fully snapped up.
I've worked my way through almost every brand of hat.
Okay.
In the world, and then you too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we both got domers.
And like, if you find a hat that fits like a weird shaped big head, then you just got to go with it. That's the only one you can buy. Like, people give me hats all the time from like promos, or like even like the LSU hats. Like, they just don't fit me.
Yeah, we all look like Jimbo wearing that hat.
Yeah,
yeah, like it touches maybe the crown of your head.
I mean, you wanted to say bad.
Yeah,
I mean, Jimbo doesn't look great wearing a hat.
I mean, his nicknames were Domer Pile, Hetty Murphy.
That's what I'm saying, but what's up with these football I mean, whether it's Charlie Mack, whether it's Les Miles, like, coaches just have an aggressive. It's like anything else in life. It's a Hollywood staple. Like, you look like old westerns, anything like that. I guess a lot of times the alpha does tend to wear their hat a bit uniquely, right? Like a little cockeyed to it, a little swagger.
It takes confidence.
What do you all think?
But coaches have to wear like the team issued hat. And most team issued hats are like, most standard hats are made for like a standard sized human. Yeah, and most like football players or coaches or ex-football players that have big heads, and it just doesn't fit right.
Speaking of, now you've got me thinking about hats, and I'm wondering, have you ever?
That's what we've talked about for 3 minutes, so I can see it.
Now you're thinking about it.
Is there a hat style or a type of hat that would have been worn throughout history that you would like to see come back? Because like immediately off the top of my head, I got 2.
I got 1.
I think top hats would be awesome. Now, I don't know what I would wear them with because I feel like a top hat, you generally have to wear a suit. But like playing like Red Dead Redemption, my guy always had like a cocked top hat with like a little like vest on. And the feeling of taking it, because I've worn it in college, the feeling of taking a top hat off just feels really august. It feels like very like manly and fanciful and stylistic. Also, I would love a good Ebenezer Scrooge stocking cap to come back when you're sleeping, right? So you get ready for bed, you put on your silk pajamas, and you throw on a nice little silk stocking cap atop your head. I would love both of those.
I'm gonna go. I got two. I'm gonna go cowboy hat. That's a
chalk
flag. Like you have a cowboy
but
hat.
But it hadn't gone anywhere. It's just like
completely gone away. But
from the standard popular, like
I mean,
Texas A&M.
yeah. I don't really see it there. I mean,
so I went back to Texas for a little bit after Christmas, and I saw quite a few cowboy
okay.
hats.
Well,
I didn't go many places.
That's actually exciting.
Yeah,
glad to hear that. It's great information. And then like the Peaky Blinders, like Paperboy.
Yeah, the Paperboy's a good look.
I'd love for that to come back.
I'll never forget. I mean, you all know the love
I
affair
know.
I had with that hat in
You
Scotland,
lost
man.
yours.
Rest in
You'd
peace,
still
man.
be wearing it if you didn't.
I know.
Like the Paperboy hat, like if you do not wear that with the utmost like alpha confidence, it wears you.
It
like,
does.
It looks bad.
Well,
but if you do have the confidence, if you do have the full like Peaky Blinders, suspenders, like you're ready to fight anybody and mess them up.
Yep.
It's kind of
Yeah, a little razor blade in the brim.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I feel like
why
that
else
kind of
you wearing
hat
it?
is kind of like a fedora in
Whoa,
that.
whoa, 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 whoa,
No.
It
I was
is.
about to say the one hat that should never come back
is a
for a male
fedora.
is a fedora.
But okay, which is
Wasn't the
funny
Jason
because
Mraz
Sorry,
you talking
JT.
about?
But which is funny because literally we live in the one area of the country in which a ton of adult males still wear fedoras.
Bro.
Like go to Jazz Fest and look at the amount of New
Dude, they
Orleans.
shouldn't
New
wear
Orleans
them.
adults love fedoras.
They should not wear
A
them.
lot of guys pull them off. But like the newsboy hat,
No.
the dividing line between like incel neckbeard and actually looking cool is very thin. And it is very hard to
in
pull
your
off.
mind.
That's how you pull it
go
off right there.
Go remake Peaky Blinders with fedoras.
Yeah.
It does not work.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't work.
The best fedoras are on I Think You Should Leave when he's got like a fedora with a do-rag built in. No, I mean look, the only time I ever see fedoras pull off are some of the New Orleans men that I see at Jazz Fest wear it so comfortably and so naturally that it looks normal. Now, unfortunately, I
don't agree with
I
that.
float around in some very nerdy circles, and I've also seen the biggest nerd fedoras ever, which I do actually love personally as well. But I think, look, I agree, Matt. Newsboy hat, less risky than a fedora, easier to pull off.
Yeah.
But I still see a lot of newsboy hats gone wrong. In fact, many claim that
true.
this is a bad look. My wife, all my best friends, thinks that didn't look good on me. I think they're insane. That hat looks perfect.
I mean, it's
what do you
probably
think?
not for you like an everyday look, but depending on the setting. But if you had a fedora on in that hat, you'd look like 1,000 times worse.
That's what it did. The best with the fedora hat with the safari flaps. It wasn't doing it. Safari flaps on the back. Indiana Jones hat, all time great hat. Put it on the tier list. S tier hat. Maybe not for everybody to pull off because we're not Harrison Ford and just ooze raw sex appeal and
Yeah,
manliness.
we're not in our 80s and still leading things.
Yeah. I mean,
That's,
but he got
that's
a
the
late
thing
start.
about hats, though. Like, whether you're a man or a woman, like, if you don't wear a hat that is like the standard hat, you have to it's got to be the confidence you wear it in.
Yes, very true. Are you wearing the hat or is the hat wearing you?
That's what it's all about. That's what hats are about. Unless you wear a standard like baseball cap like I do, then
How
you
do
don't
we
have
feel
to.
about visors? Because it's,
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest visor guy.
I need somebody to explain it to me.
I would say this as someone
to
who
keep
now,
the sun out of your eyes, but not protect your head.
Yeah, I think as someone who now has like maybe so okay, so like
A lot of
couple
coaches
things.
are visor. A lot of offensive coaches are visor guys.
Yeah.
Well, if you're outdoors and you live in a hot part of the country, right, it's going to help you cool maybe a bit while keeping the sun out of your eyes. You're some utility, some functionality there. And if you have long hair, and maybe you like your hair to hit the sun
want
and
some
you want to get a
people
little
to see your
blonde or
lettuce,
something.
then-
Yeah. What I don't understand maybe, and this is where you get into wearing the hat and just pure style and no utility, is when people used to wear the visor upside down and backwards.
Yeah,
And
that was
that
pretty tough.
was
Tough
like
look.
that was
Malibu's most wanted here.
That's what I'm saying. But that is taking a piece of clothing and saying, okay, how can I eliminate any functionality and utility from it whatsoever and still wear this thing?
That was the age of the fedora as well, the backwards, like upside down visor.
Yeah.
That was like the same.
Jason Mraz.
Bingo.
Like,
Nailed it with the blonde bleach tips.
Yeah.
Spiky hair.
One of my favorite pranks I ever pulled on my
Jacob,
friends was I
looking
got
at you.
I bought a
Left hand
visor.
up.
I bought a visor that had built-in frosted tips.
Nice.
And it looked so real. Oh my God. Look at Dimitrov from the Falcons.
Wait, that's not Kid Rock?
I never actually noticed that before. But no, I bought a visor that had built-in frosted tips, right? And it was when we first get back from college. So you haven't seen your high school boys in a few months.
Yeah.
And I showed back up with it on, and they were trying to be so nice to me, but they were obviously uncomfortable.
It was good enough to it looked real.
Yes, no, it looked completely real. So when I finally
Movie
took it
quality.
off, they started, it was like an exhalation, like like thank God, dude. We really thought you had done that to your hair. I think I lost it that night in Athens, so I wonder where it is. To your point,
you lose hats so often.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I don't understand it though.
They're not attached to your body.
Like one morning you came in here and you had just a nest going on. You're like, hey, any chance you have like a random hat? I'm like, yeah.
Did nice hat too.
I keep
Great
one on my
hat.
person, yeah. And so I gave it to him. Great hat, fit big
Great hat.
heads.
I'm sorry.
Want a gray one like this.
It was a good one. I feel really.
He
bad
lost
about
like
it.
in 2 days.
I know. I don't know where it is.
$80 hat, just
What are we
gone.
doing?
$80?
That's how much these are.
Jeez, wow. Ooh, boy. Hydration business rolling. Let's ride. That's
Or just like friendships rolling.
friendships,
felt
guys.
good about
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
I don't
I'm
mass
sorry I
print
lost
these.
your hat.
These
I know.
are custom made.
They're great. They look great. I feel great. I feel excellent. I mean,
Yep.
we just did an entire segment on hats.
He's gonna lose that.
Thanks
He's gonna
to your
lose it,
My
for sure.
High hat.
It's fine.
I'm
I mean,
not
hats are
gonna
tough
lose
to
it.
keep. Hats are tough to keep.
Not if you're Danny. I've stared at that same dumbass New York Yankee hat
Yeah.
for like 3 years now.
Yeah, I agree.
Every single day.
I like
the black
Danny's
Yankees
other hat that he wears. He has two. I like the other one he wears.
The like space one. I do like
Yeah, the
space-
green one.
Oh, I thought. He has three then.
Oh, he has
right?
three.
Because you also have the hat, the black. I don't know. We know, but I don't know how to explain it on the radio.
Where do we fall, as Jesse asked in the chat, where do we fall on flat bills? I'm kind of out.
Well, that's a flat bill.
Yeah, it's a flat bill, but I put a little bend to it.
Are you going to curve it a little bit?
Yeah,
Look, just a
I
little.
curve the flat bill. I feel the flat bill fits the head better when it's worn backwards, and I wear my hat backwards a lot.
So I'm with you. That's why I
Like
don't curve my bill, is because I just wear backwards to keep the hair out of my eyes.
You can curve it a little bit and still wear backwards, but like the normal build.
But if I flip
baseball
it
cap
around, then I do
doesn't
try to
flip
bend
around.
it a little, because this hat will bend and bend back.
It'll bend back, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
very-
really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at
I mean,
these hats.
you can't like.
It won't matter
like
to you. You won't have
down
it
on
long enough to.
That's not even
bend
true.
it.
I normally don't lose hats. That was just that one hat you gave me, which is the worst.
And the paperboy hat in Scotland.
Okay, well that was
And the visor with the bleach tips in Athens.
Okay.
Okay, we're up to 3.
All of this is fair. Yeah, but I got a couple other hats that I held on to. Still got my cowboy hat. Even though I haven't worn it in years. Well, when it fit me anymore, I was a kid. All right, when we get back, let's do a little OTB mailbag. Go ahead and get your questions in the chat. We'll answer them next since we didn't do it yesterday. Keep it locked right here for some more Flestering on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Black Widow Jeep Gladiators in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana Loyal. Always.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before. Streaming us forward.
Hey, son, join me 1 to 3 on Wednesday. JD Piquel of On 3 Sports will join us, and at LSU, get it done up in Rupp. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Bilbo says, my head is too big for hats. I like a sweet booty hat. Functional and fashionable. Well, these are, dude. What is this called?
Melon.
It's a free ad for him,
Free
I guess.
ad for Melon. No, that's fine.
I mean, it's
That's fine.
M-E-L-I-N.
For the work that they've done for us, we can do the Lord's work for them.
That's true. Their profit margins are really high, though.
Yeah, they probably
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
They've got to be like a Southern California company.
They are.
Well, they're
They're
selling
Cali.
to a niche market as well, right? So if you're kind of desperate
No, they
for a
have
big hat,
no. They have sizes.
Okay.
You can
They do have
get
size, yeah.
at different styles, different
It was
sizes.
just designed
not a
originally.
one size fits all.
Originally, it was designed for a big melon.
Yeah.
But
then they gained
but they got-
popularity and yeah.
Harrison Ford was 30 when he was cast in American Graffiti, which means he was like 36 around there when he would have been 37 when Star Wars came out. So that's why he's still leading at 80, Jake. He had a bit of a late start.
What was his? What was he doing before that? I've heard
He's a
that
carpenter.
story. Yeah.
Like Jesus.
Like
Yeah, beat you to it.
The Lord's work.
It is my Jesus year. So
Literally.
only a month left. So disappointing. All right.
Yeah, that went quick.
It did go quick. It was a great year.
Like we were just celebrating.
A lot of
that.
cool things happened this year for your boy. You know, I don't want to say that I was responsible for Brian Kelly being hired, but everything does kind of time up, doesn't it? All right, when
He was hired in November.
What?
He was hired in November. Your birthday's in
February. First off season. Okay. Like he developed and installed the process during my Jesus year. Is the point.
Okay.
Let's dive in to a little OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Shout out my guy Dane Bergeron in the chat. Serving Special Forces for many, many years. Great guy. Had a great time chilling with Dane at Don Juan for the bowl game the other day. Shout out to everybody who comes out and hangs out. But he says, #GoTweet Mailbag. I would like Matt Flynn's opinion on the quarterback situation at LSU.
That's a long-winded answer, probably. A embarrassment of riches right now, which is incredible to see. I don't know, man. We got two really good ones, and
completely different.
Completely different, but so I was kind of hard on Jaden at the beginning of the year, but he had a stretch of playing best football in the country probably for a while,
like 3 weeks.
Wanted to make the best improvements, but like he's the guy. He will absolutely have to lose the job. I don't think Nuss can just absolutely outright win it.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Without Jaden Daniels just going out there and playing bad.
Yeah, Kelly said that, Jaden is the number one quarterback. There is no controversy, but that both guys have a shot. They did split the reps equally.
I'm a big fan of both, though.
Yeah.
They split the reps equally.
In bowl practice. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Bowl practice is weird, though. I mean, it can be real different.
It's a testing ground. It's a bit of an experimental ground, for sure.
I think during the Capital One Bowl or in 2004, like Marcus Randall was a starter, and then Jamarcus had come in and played really well a lot, but they like opened up the backup competition in bowl camp.
Yeah,
and me and Jamarcus split reps.
You and I were roommates, and I remember like them kind of having a conversation with you. Like,
weird.
I think I'm gonna play this week.
I was like, I think I'm playing. I don't know.
Is this the Iowa game?
Yeah, the Iowa game. Yeah.
Oh, God. Was it
Where
Tate?
Drew Tate.
Scott? Drew Tate.
Yeah. Drew Tate from Texas, right?
Dude.
Yeah.
Austin?
Baytown League.
Okay.
#GoTweet Mailbag. Flynn, who's your pick to win the Tour de France this year?
Too early to tell right now. Too early to tell.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Brando,
we got to see who gets popped on a drug test between now and then. There's a lot of testing to go through.
#GoTweet Mailbag. How confident are y'all LSU will win the SEC with a 12-1 record and go on to win it all? I'm 98% sure they'll win the SEC. 87% sure they'll win it all. Okay.
That's good. Let's go. He should be a hat wearer.
Yeah, very clear percentage there. No, I mean, I don't know that I can expect LSU to, but I will say that I would have thought there was no way, right, that they would already be talking about legitimately, can we expect them to win the West in the next season? And that's actually now at least a legitimate talking point to stand upon. Like, you're not going to be laughed out of the room if you say that. You might even garner a couple votes in, because you're going to have a really good returning squad. You might even garner some votes at SEC Media Days. We'll see. Maybe I'll vote this year.
You didn't vote last year?
I've never voted for a media team. I felt like, honestly, before snaps, I wasn't really studying the whole conference that in depth anyway. So I was like, my vote would be a ill-informed one. And so, no, I did not.
I would say we got the best quarterback room.
Huh. Yeah.
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 And who else would you?
Yeah.
And Alabama, they're replacing a really good quarterback, and they've never been able to prove that they can replace good players.
#GoTweet Mailbag. It's National Spaghetti Day. Sauce with meat or no? First off, yes. Awesome. And secondly, I know this is not if you're a real foodie, this is a bit of a bad opinion, but I love a sweet red sauce. I love
like Mangiuni's.
Yep.
Yeah, love Mangiuni's. That's my favorite. Yeah, I like a sweet red sauce as well.
Yeah. But I think traditional Italians kind of turn their nose up to it.
I'm Irish, so
maybe not. I don't know.
I like sweet red sauce.
Dude, my kid. Okay, so I'm married into an Irish family. My father-in-law's last name is Barry. And I'll be damned if I might not have a little ginge on my hands. Fucking blue eyes, kind of red-looking hair a little bit. May have a little Celtic warrior.
I have a brother that is he has actually red hair down to his shoulders.
Hell yeah.
So you know, it's okay.
William Wallace. Oh, I'm happy. Yeah. I love Celtic warriors. Always have.
Somebody was telling me a stat, and this is probably too much for us three to be together because we're going to go off on it. Like that, we won't have people with red hair like in 50 years.
Oh, what?
Like it was actually a redheaded person telling it was in Arizona this last weekend.
TCU might as well shut down their football program.
I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, there's just that, and he's going over it. And I'm like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
That makes me feel like I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm lighting up a cigarette. I'm like, I don't believe
I know. I was like,
I don't believe
I was like,
it.
explain this to me. And then, like, he was giving me numbers. I'm like, I've got nothing for you. I'm like,
Ron, you're on air.
Who is this?
it was one of my producers at SiriusXM who is also redheaded.
Just sounds like somebody that thinks
Very
he's way
smart
too
guy.
Smart.
Yeah, you can't trust these producers, dude. Mario's conspiracies every day sit here and just trigger me. You can't.
Well,
Hashtag OTB mailbag. Ooh, I don't really care about this. LSU win total or whatever. Is Simple Man by Leonard Skinner better than? Is Simple Man by Leonard Skinner done better than Shinedown? Or done better by Shinedown? Excuse me. No. But then there is a later question about what's the best cover song ever. To me,
Shinedown Simple Man is really good.
To be fair, I haven't heard it, but I was obsessed with Leonard Skinner in high school.
Heard it,
and so I don't know that. It feels like anathema to me to think about Simple Man being done better by someone else. Even though, like, you know what? To me, the ultimate example of this, very chalky, but Hurt. When Johnny Cash covered Nine Inch Nails' Hurt.
Yeah.
And even Trent Reznor said it. Trent Reznor says that, like, he feels like he...
that's
like
his
the
song.
universe, yes. Like the song was created through him for Johnny Cash, essentially.
That's a great story, too, because he created it, made the video, and then he passed away, I think, before it was released.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he made that video with June Carter
Yeah.
in the video, and then I think...
Damn. Ripped to one of the goats.
The Rascal Flatts version of Life is a Highway is better than the original one.
Is there an original version?
Yes.
Yeah, this man just brought Rascal Flatts.
No, Rascal Flatts Life is a Highway has a wonderful element of cheese to it. It's up there with like.
That's not what I had Mario.
If you
pulling
enjoy,
out. I just didn't have that.
Of all the songs in the world.
Right.
If you enjoy like Creed, I mean, to Mario's point, I thought it was
Life
a
is
Rascal
a
Flatts song.
highway.
No.
Right.
The original's so much better.
I don't know. Who sang the original?
I don't even know the name of the guy yet.
Who sang the original then?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I used to know
It's
it.
a Rascal Flatts song.
Oh man, I just didn't. That surprised me, Mario. Well done.
It's a good song. Tom Coltrane is the guy's name.
Yeah, there we go.
Anybody?
I think that's Tom Cochran.
Tom Cochran.
Yeah. Wagon Wheel. Wagon Wheel's covered a few times.
Close enough.
So which is the
Old
best
Crow
version?
Medicine Show is actually, I believe, a cover. I
Are
don't
they?
know.
Oh,
Please
that's not
fact
even
check.
the original?
Please fact check me on that because I think I was drinking one time.
I saw
and
them
someone said
live
something about
at. They closed out during the pandemic year. They closed out Hogs for a Cause, and they like in real life.
Did you go to the concert like 10 years ago? It was Old Crow, Mumford and Sons, and Edward Sharp was in New Orleans.
Edward Sharp. There we go. Talk
It was a concert.
We're talking covers. I think Jeff Buckley covering Hallelujah's up there for me.
Yeah. The story.
Like that's like
which,
his.
you know,
like
entire
his version
revisionist
is
history.
his version is the one that like I throw on. Like it's not his song, but
What
to
about
me it
every
is.
Elvis song?
What do you mean?
A cover.
Not all of them are covers.
Speaking of revisionist history, no, but there is an entire revisionist history song about Hallelujah.
If y'all
It's
bring
got a
up that
crazy
lame
story.
podcast that you always talk
Dude,
about,
Malcolm Gladwell's cool, man. You can't be mad at him just because the Elvis episode.
he's not cool. Blue Suede Shoes is definitely a cover. Hound Dog's a cover. My favorite Elvis song, If I Can Dream, it's not a cover though.
OTB Mailbag. It's World Hypnotism Day. Have you ever been under hypnosis? No, I've not.
No.
What in God's name is Hester's parlay formula? I always have people ask me this. Y'all got to understand, it's not a system that can be easily replicated because it's all live betting.
Yeah.
And it's all like feel and intuition that Jake has developed over 30 years of like watching sports and soccer and everything. Like
Matt did well for a while, but then he tried to do his own.
flew a little too close to the sun.
His
huh?
own way a little bit.
Yeah. Are you off the system? Because you were on the system, then you were infuriated by the system. Are you off the system now?
I've been off the system. Yeah, I've been off the system.
Yeah.
Well, when
I had a similar experience. I too went off the system.
well, Jake says he's a good friend sometimes and says he's with you, but fails to send pics.
Wow.
He only sends the pictures of his wins.
He does. He does love to send a picture of a win. This is fair.
You gave me one win in the last month.
I'll also tell you about my losses.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
No. I think you are legitimately up. I don't mean that. You're not like. I don't think this is like.
Like you asked me for one play in the
big
bowl. Did I
situation.
give you the pick?
Yeah, you did.
Did it win?
It did.
What
I
was the
said
pick?
one play.
That's all you asked for.
And then I said the next day, I was like, keep them coming.
No, you did.
Nothing.
I don't think
Crickets.
you did. I don't think
Wait,
you did.
what-
He
what-
asked
what was
for
the pick?
Tennessee, Clemson.
Okay, yeah.
I said, well, Tennessee's a better version of Barnes, so roll with Tennessee.
That's a good logic. Good
I
logic.
also said Dabo's got some questionable things going on, so that's against him as well.
I don't think you said.
Yep. And then I went. Joe Milton is actually a pretty decent quarterback, and he's like a senior, and Cade Klubnik's a freshman. Roll with the
my favorite.
The Vols. Almost said the Orange, but played there. Yeah.
My favorite winning bet of the bowl season, and I had a good bowl season, but it was easily taking the under 31.5 in Kentucky, Iowa. And then it was like 21-0 immediately, and you're like, oh no. And then it's like, oh wait, no, that's fine.
I lost.
This game's going to end 21-0.
I did a teaser with that one, and I took over 24. Over 24.
Never change.
21 in the first half.
Hey, remember, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app for any of this gambling. DraftKings Sportsbook app, promo code Baton Rouge, incredible sign-up deals going down all the time. You can live bet anything like Jake does, any across the pond sport, really worldwide sports. Jake does a weird thing, too, where he's almost better in sports that he's not watching constantly. I don't know if it's because he's like
Chinese tennis
from it. Yeah, exactly. But the point is, you can bet any way you want. Great deals, boosts, promotions, everything going on. If you want to help with the show, promo code Baton Rouge, DraftKings Sportsbook app.
21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. Minimum $5 deposit. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867.
O2 Mailbag, when y'all played, what was your go-to song before the game to get you inspired and energetic?
Shadow of the Sun. Me and Brett Helms shared an ear pod apiece because we didn't have a splitter.
Right.
Sus.
I had sat by each other on the bus.
I had a whole list of them.
Audio
Shadow
slave.
in the Sun was the last song before I went out on the field. The second to last song was actually a cover. I just thought about it. Was actually Behind Blue Eyes by Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
how about that one?
Well, Fred Durst. Okay.
Okay.
Didn't have that on the bingo card either. It's a good cover though.
It's a great cover.
Yeah, for me, it was always a mixture of Zeppelin and Boosie. So, Smoking on Purple and Touchdown from Boosie, and then When the Levee Breaks from Zeppelin would have been the main one to get fired up.
I had Mayonnaise by Smashing Pumpkins in there.
Ooh, a little Smashing Pumpkins.
Mayonnaise,
for sure.
some
I'd
great
get
songs.
behind that.
We just named.
Oh my God.
Patrick
He's probably a little too
Vines.
young for Smashing Pumpkins.
Probably for sure.
No.
I mean, he knows of them.
You know of them. No, I mean,
know
but
their
like
hits, but I was not listening to a deep
Yeah,
Smashing
right.
Pumpkins
When we were in like early middle school, like it was kind of cool.
a jam.
Yeah, it was like
No, the early middle school kids used to always play me Bush. I feel like they all loved
Bush was definitely something that hit as well.
Cake had some hits too. Cake had that one
Yes.
album that was like like all tracks were good.
Is Cake?
What is that?
I use the
what was
Force
that?
'cause I am a Jedi. Do you know that?
Boom, 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 boom.
This is bad radio. Wagon Wheel, according to Patrick Vines, was an unpublished Bob Dylan song that Old Crow Medicine
that's what I
Shop
read.
finished up and recorded.
There we go.
How about that? We got Dylan. And
Is it
let's
re-recorded
see.
by?
Hootie.
Darius record.
If you know,
Both are good.
Chill with your little overly
Oh,
active
sorry.
fingers tapping on the mic. I'm
Sorry,
gonna
guys.
have to fight some.
I have a medical condition.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to end up on one more question here. Alpha says, if you've been to a strip club drunk at 2 a.m., you have been under hypnosis. Okay, yeah, that's maybe kind of fair there. And I'm not seeing any other great mailbag questions, so we'll go ahead and call
All of them, the rest of them stink.
Yeah, basically. All right, or I missed it, so I apologize. I'm not saying your question is bad. Thank you for everybody who wrote in for O2B mailbag. More flestering coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Want you to go to Riverlands Insurance. Riverlands Insurance is there for you if you are looking to make money or save money on your insurance policy. And the coolest part is, they're one of the fastest growing companies, insurance companies in the South. They write more progressive policies than any other person in the state. Like the business is growing because they're doing great, but how they are is because it's just such a great process. You call up Thomas, email on his cell phone number. He asks for a couple pieces of information, and then he just goes out and saves you money. Hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands sometimes, while still getting the best coverage. Thomas today, see what he can do for you. Riverlands Insurance.
That number is 225-206-1517, not only in the 225, anywhere in the state of Louisiana. If you're listening to us in Shreveport, Alexandria, New Orleans, here in Baton Rouge, no matter where you're listening in the state of Louisiana, we are talking to you. Call Thomas today. Again, 225-206-1517.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community.
We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2022 Ford F-150, plus no payments for 90 days and 2.9% APR for 72 months. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's AFR presented by Pluckers. Saints start getting ready for their regular season finale against the Panthers. We'll recap LSU, Kentucky, and hoops and preview Pels Rockets. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life's like a road that you travel along. There's one day here and the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside every darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore. Where the brave are free and lovers soar. Come ride with me to the distant shore. We won't hesitate to break down the garden gate. There's not much time left today. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, well, I wanna drive it all night long.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Woo! Come on there, rascal. Get me fired up.
I can picture his just spiked blonde hair.
Yeah.
Singing right now.
Yes, there is a.
He's a visor wearer.
I was about to say there is a different
No
world
doubt he's a
where I
visor
really
wearer.
did get frosted tips and wear a visor, and I'm just so pumped up to go to the Rascal Flatts concert.
I don't know if his was frosted. I think he was just a natural blonde.
Oh, wow.
Maybe what? Maybe.
Shout out.
Shout
I don't.
Shout out. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's look it up. But definitely a visor wearer.
Natural blondes are few and far between. There's a lot of women that I've only known as blondes my entire life. Only as I've gotten older, I've figured out that nobody's actually blonde.
Knox is my son's an actual blonde.
There you go.
Okay, that's definitely not natural blonde.
Yeah, it's definitely frosted.
But it's not frosted. Is it
Whoa.
frosted? That's frosted for sure.
Whoa.
That's aggressive frost.
Oh, man, I need
okay, good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all know I love the movie theater, right? Hey, look, get the Popcorn King video ready to roll, Danny. It's in the 8 a.m. What do y'all? Hey, guys, you want to share with the class? Since we're on live radio, we got a few hundred people hanging out in the chat, and y'all are just sitting here pointing at pictures and giggling, and then not even not offering any context, any explanation.
We're kind of cyberbullying right now.
Yeah,
Looking at their hair.
Yeah, we're just looking at Rascal Flatts. The hair is interesting.
I remember the lead singer having a bit of a weak chin, maybe, or like
He does have a weak chin.
There's not a lot there. Now the other singer's got
a lot of neck.
big chin.
He's got a weak chin.
Great
He's
chin.
got an Urban Meyer chin.
Yeah.
God, do you remember the episode
no
of
cakes.
radio that we did about Jim Harbaugh having a weak chin and baby cakes?
No, he's got no cakes in those khakis.
Yeah.
No
Wait.
cakes. You got to do some squats.
But Jim Harbaugh
Do the
doesn't
line.
have a weak chin.
No,
right?
no, not a weak chin.
Okay.
Urban Meyer's
I
got
know.
a weak chin.
It was just it got off the rails quick.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay. Because Harbaugh actually has one of the most aggressively
Yeah,
angular
it was
chins.
just like
Yeah,
it was
he's got
a
a good chin.
Harbaugh
He's got a good
hate
chin.
check.
Like
Yeah.
Jake, you could basically be Jake Harbaugh if you had smaller cake. But
I got big cakes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying with that
Look
much.
at Harbaugh's cakes.
Yeah, I fill out those Dockers.
I was thinking of Slightly Stupid with I Use the Force because that's a slightly stupid song. The cake song I was thinking of was like a short skirt and a long jacket. I love the movies. Okay, I love movie theater popcorn. When I go, that's all I get is a Coke Icy and movie theater popcorn.
Yeah, it's just popcorn. Like you're at the movie theater, so you don't have to really say movie theater.
No, I mean it's completely different. It's better than when you pop it at home.
Yeah, but you're at the movies.
Home popcorn has improved.
It's like when someone says NFL football.
Or national television.
Well, but then what about college football? NFL football and college football.
You say
are different
NFL
things.
though. It says it in the National Football League.
Yeah, but what if your brain, you're not thinking, when you hear the acronym, you're not actually
I'm on
thinking of the
T-Bob's side
football
on
part
this.
of it.
I
Yeah.
like to call it movie theater popcorn.
Yeah,
movie popcorn.
Yeah.
Although the at-home popcorn technology has improved a ton in the last decade.
How so? I'm still just doing microwave.
Because, the microwave popcorn tastes a lot better these days. So that's the technology to me. The
Okay.
flavor technology, it tastes so much better than it used to. Like it's close. It's the gap has narrowed, in my opinion, from the at-home microwave movie theater. Or
If you clearly saw that you were getting the dregs of the movie theater popcorn, like before the fresh batch is out and you're just getting the bottom, would you stop and ask them to give you a fresh bucket instead of the old?
100%.
Oh, wow.
As much as
I don't
as
go
much
to-
as it
I
costs,
should. I've accepted a lot of
as
bad
much as it
popcorn.
costs
Sure.
to take my family to the movies. Yeah,
And as little as I go,
I probably should.
I want it. I want her to
experience.
put the scooper out and it to fall into the scooper.
Well, and then when you butter your popcorn, right? One of the worst parts is if you get a big thing of popcorn, it's like, well, the top gets buttered, but then you're only going to.
That's why you put a straw. You put a straw down
I've
the
seen
middle.
the straw technique,
Yeah.
but what about this technique? Okay, you want to talk about a guy going above and beyond here. This is a cat, Jason Groball. He's from Corpus Christi, Texas. He's been working over there at Cinemark for 10 years. And my man is like a Vegas bartender. Look at him whipping it up, flipping it around, buttering a layer, adding a layer, buttering a layer, adding a layer. Folks, that's
Oh my God!
how you
man.
put 110% effort into your job. I want to make the trip to Corpus Christi solely to get a bucket of popcorn from my man Jason. Thank you, Jason. You've got a wonderful little fun bit of internet fame here, but it's well deserved because that's
That is
attention to detail right there, dude.
That's
good.
good.
That's good stuff.
I don't know what he gets paid, but it's not enough.
Not enough.
Because I bet he drives people there, just like you said.
I would. I mean, that is the type of stuff that, no joke, that would entice me to go back. Certainly.
This reminds me of the famous Nick Saban speech he would give to everybody about the street sweeper.
What do you say?
If you're going to be a street sweeper, be the best damn street sweeper in the entire world.
It's very
There
Japanese.
was a word before damn, but yes.
It's a very Japanese mindset, right?
sure,
yeah.
Like no matter what you're doing, do it to perfection, do it to the utmost.
Yeah.
degree.
He would always he told that to us, I think, at football camp, and then when we got there, and then my wife, she was like, yeah, they told that to. He came and gave that speech to the band. That was his speech. Street sweeper.
I remember a speech. I cannot repeat any word of it, but during the break, I'll see if you remember this one as well. I can't do it on the radio.
All right. Is it the one, but when y'all were in New Orleans before you went out?
No.
Okay, so I've heard of a famous one there. All right, when we get back, let's close out this hour. Flestering, OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Speaking of doing things to the utmost degree, that's what they do over there at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. So if you need to get it done in the courtroom, you need to get it done with Gordon by joining the G Team, where a lot of your favorite LSU athletes are now on said G Team. In fact, there's some great new series of videos or sit-downs with Gordons and the athletes talking about it. There's a great post from Angel Reese yesterday as she was just talking about the state of NIL in Louisiana and how it's actually, you have equal opportunity here at LSU. And the G Team speaks to that as the entire LSU women's basketball team on the G Team. Get it as well. Get Gordon. Get it done. 225-888-8888.
Yeah, OTB's on that G Team as well. Go to the website, getgordon.com. We always tell you on social media, check out that handle at GetGordon on all major social media sites. And like T-Bob said, 225-888-8888.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Black Widow Jeep Gladiators in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications. The powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution. A network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the
Join me, Jimmy Ott, for Game Time, live from Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday, got a bunch of guests giving out picks. Game Time on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Now that is gone.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Worst case scenario is this guy.
Yeah. Exactly. We see it a lot.
Welcome back, OTB. These two are just chopping up pass pro over here, talking about the evolving state of the pass rush as the Eagles are just
It's never been harder to play offensive line or to be a really good, cohesive offensive line.
Yeah, tough stuff. And that's probably a lot of the explanation as to why you're seeing the bit of the defensive punchback in this year's NFL, right? Where like scoring is down, production's down, which is odd because every rule change for the past 10 years has been to try to increase more offense, but everybody gets paid, and those are really good coaches and players that are evolving and understanding how to stop what is new, and also quarterback remains like one of the hardest jobs.
Football's a roller coaster. It goes back and forth between
the meta.
Offenses dominating, defenses reacting, then dominating, and then offenses will catch up. And it's just.
Maybe it's some of me hoping, but I feel like eventually we'll see 12 personnel become in vogue again. And it's going to be what people use.
You'll get punched because.
You've seen elements of it, right? Like when it's somebody like the Eagles maybe invoking, using a lot more Jalen Hurts on the ground, a bit more of an overall rushing attack.
The 49ers are doing some of it.
Niners do a lot of it. Well,
it's all because
Ravens.
You don't, whatever becomes the norm, well, I practice against the norm every day.
Exactly.
12 personnel, certainly 21, 22 personnel, I don't see that every day. So now, that's the thing, how do I fit this up? LSU against A&M.
Yeah.
LSU couldn't fit up 21 personnel. They just couldn't do it. They were in the wrong gap. They were a gap behind everything.
I thought a couple weeks ago, Marcus Spears did a good job of explaining how defenses are built different, just from everything, from a personnel standpoint, from a body type standpoint, and then a practice standpoint. They don't see I formation. They don't know how to line up to I formation when
it's
they see
playing
it,
the triple option.
Yeah. So I think you'll see elements of that come back.
I hope so.
In a little bit.
Well, it's like what we were talking about with innovation the other day, right? Innovation is built on what comes before. So it's not that you're just going to be okay, I'm going to line up and run traditional power, but you're going to find ways to get to power from
you can,
new
for
packages
sure.
and interesting
You can do it from
angles.
gun. You can do it from anything.
The Saints are doing some of this with Taysom.
Yeah.
I feel like they got a very power rushing attack there that's paid huge dividends. So
think how many 60-year-old offensive line or 60-year-old consultants that are offensive line coaches now that will be hired in 20 or 30 years because they're what is the ISO?
Yeah.
The power. Can you come teach it?
Michigan hit a 50-yarder on ISO the first play of the game the other day, and they just go away from it.
Well, that's the crazy part, though, is that that 3-3-5, I thought.
But they did a really nice job of bringing it. They brought that fourth guy from so many different places. The Colts. I know you spent most of your time, Matt, in the NFC, some in the AFC, but the Colts tried to be that team that had this style of defense. They had the smaller linebackers, smaller defensive tackles, and they were kind of really the first team to do it. But for me, we were still running West Coast 21 personnel, ISO, power, counter. It's we're playing the Colts. I'm this linebacker's 215.
Right.
It's going to be an easy week for me.
Right.
Because no one else was doing what they were doing. Now that's what everybody has. And so you're going to see some teams like the 49ers are doing. Wait a minute, you got a 220-pound linebacker. Your safety is 190 pounds. We are going to just maul these people. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think that's the best. To me, if you're scheming an offense, you go at the core, your West Coast at the core with the ability to do things, and then you throw in your new age.
Yeah.
Is that what San Fran is? They're West Coast at the core? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think that whole Shanahan and Sean McDermott, that whole crew grew up with base, the foundation. The foundation set.
Innovating on the
old
past.
school West Coast.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the number system because I love it and Flynn hates it.
I hate the number system.
I don't know the number system. Well, Matt,
hey, you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Shout out My High.
Shout out for the hat.
Shout out for the hat.
Great hat.
I'm going to be sporting My High all the time.
Jake loves it.
DrinkMyHigh.com. Yeah.
It's the first day I haven't worn a hat.
Jake does not have a hat on, that's why. But he did his hair today. So he's got a
It happens once every 6 weeks.
We're not going to hide that light under a bushel. You got to show off the quaff when it's there.
Love you guys. Thank y'all.
Yeah, man.
Go
drink
Tigers.
Yeah, drink
Drink my high.
high.com.
Stay hydrated.
My
Happy New Year. But when did we stop saying Happy New Year?
I think
Next
you
week?
get through this week. Yeah, I'll give you through this week for sure.
do it.
2023. Michael Jordan year. How about that? More OGB next.
Okay.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Who was this year? Emmitt Smith?
No. This was the...
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all I
fair.
got.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nobody else was better.
Clyde
than popped into my
Drexler?
head.
222.
Go to Patient Plus, Urgent Care, Patient Plus, UC.com. Look, there's locations throughout Baton Rouge. There's one near you. Just look it up. And when you are talking about the premier urgent care, right? You want to get in, get better. When you're like, I got an ear infection popping up. I'm all of a sudden sick. I got stuff to do. I need to get better. Patient Plus is there for you. They got the best facilities, staffed with the best medical personnel. But one of my favorite part is the tech, like the actual buildings themselves. As you create that digital profile, then it's just a touch of the button on your phone to sign in the future. It's so quick. It's the best. Go to patientplusuc.com.
You go to the website, you'll find a location in the Baton Rouge area that is convenient for you. They're all about your convenience. Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ATEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Toyota in Opelousas is here to help you ring in the new year with no markups, and you'll never pay over MSRP. And we have new inventory arriving daily. So Happy New Year from our Corvette Toyota family to yours.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, January 4th.
Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 74. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
No, that is not a bad audio mix. That is just DJ Mars spinning on the ones and twos, hitting a little high-low on the volume. What's happening, y'all? Welcome into Hour 3 of OTB. Always fun to have Matt Flynn in here for an hour of flustering. Unfortunately, flustering is now over, and it's time for Hour 3. And we're going to kick it off this hour, Jake, with a very well, actually, first I want to get to a comment, and then I want to get into a storyline and a piece of the news cycle that is just cracking me up and has to do with Jim Harbaugh. But first, what did I do with my notes? I've way too many open. Tyreek Evans' age, multiple Twitter. I got way too many windows open right now. Here we go. James Witt Fortenberry says, I noticed that the old Antichrist, Saban, didn't have a problem getting his star players to play in the bowl game, and he just kind of left it out there. Can you allow me a little bit of a cynical thought here that I don't think is true? I don't know if it's true. I have literally no clue if it's true. I did just kind of laugh thinking about this, that maybe it could be true, which is, look, I love the fact that Bryce Young and Will Anderson played in that game, despite being the number 1 and 2 overall prospects on the big board. And look, it paid massive dividends as both of them played well. Alabama dominates. Great way for Alabama to end the year. Is it possible, Jake, that they had it in their NIL deals that they had to play in the bowl game? Because it's something that we haven't talked about. And everybody's just been like, look at the culture. Look at all these. And look, and definitely, to be fair, Young and company, they said, no, look, we wanted to play with the boys one more time. And it could be the culture, and everybody could pull that off. It's Nick Saban. It is just funny that because, I know that some of those A&M clauses that we were seeing when some of that stuff started to leak had like bowl game requirements in there. Just a little food for thought. I have no great point.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Knowing Coach Saban, I don't think so. Knowing Bryce Young a little bit and having a chance to catch up with him multiple times, I don't think so. He's different. And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he is incredibly sharp. Like, as an LSU guy, like, you interview him, you're like, damn it. That was really good. Really well-spoken. Really thoughtful, right? I mean, just a great young man. So, honestly, for me, I just think they want to go out there and play one more time. I think those two guys, and I don't know Will Anderson as good as I know Bryce Young, but I just think they wanted to go out there and play with their teammates one last time in a big Sugar Bowl situation. So, for me, I think it's just more about them wanting to play than any kind of clause in the NIL deal, because honestly, you're about to be 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 or top 5. Certainly, I don't know that, like, if you broke the clause and had to pay it back,
True.
It wouldn't really be too much to handle for them. I know they had huge deals, but they're about to be multimillionaires, both of them. So I think it's just a great story. I think it's a great story of them playing in a bowl game when nobody plays in a bowl game, even a New Year's Six bowl game. To be the number 1 quarterback in the draft and not give it a second thought, like, that needs to be celebrated, regardless of what school they played for. Like, I understand where we're at and who we're talking about, but still, like, as a college football fan, I think we can all appreciate that those two young men decided to play in their bowl game.
All right, the other story in college football right now that is kind of blowing my mind a little bit is the latest storyline surrounding Jim Harbaugh, as The Athletic is reporting that multiple sources, not just one, but multiple sources, quote, close to Jim Harbaugh, believe it's a done deal if he gets an NFL offer. And why I can't help but kind of laugh at this and be astounded that this is already cropping up. It just shows you how thin the margins are in college football. It shows you what a difference one game can make. Because, Jake, the entire run-up to this playoff, when it looked like Michigan was going to roll TCU and they were just going to go to the national championship, 7.5-point favorites, all that, the entire run-up was how happy Jim Harbaugh was at Michigan. And that despite the low point with the pay cut, and despite talking to the Vikings last year, the whole reason why he signed an extension was to be like, no, I want to be here in college. In fact, this is from signing day 2022. Remember when he met with the Vikings, he ultimately didn't get the job. He then later tells reporters, quote, "There was a pull to the NFL because I got that close to the Super Bowl. But this was the time, and this is the last time. Now, let's go chase college football's greatest prize." And he did that. And they won the Big Ten a second year in a row. And they went undefeated, but they suffered a bitterly disappointing loss here in the playoffs. And all of a sudden, it looks like Jim's kind of maybe ready to go once again.
Look, and he can say what he wants because you have to. I mean, because of college football, like you've got a signing class, you're trying to get transfers in there. Like you have to be like, oh, well, I was talking to him. Like, we flirted a little bit. But, I mean, he met with the Vikings on signing day. I mean, he was interested plus some. I mean, if they would offer the job, if it would have worked out, he would have been the next head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. And he's one of the few guys that has been successful, highly successful in both college and professional football.
Has an unreal NFL record. And even college
USD, Stanford,
49ers,
Michigan. I mean, he's done it everywhere he's been. They've been successful. It might not have been successful the entire time, but he's made them successful. And he does, look, regardless of what you think about him, if he wants to go to the NFL, he'll be an NFL head coach. And it seems like, that's what he wants to do. Reports are he's had conversations with Carolina's owner, Tepper. Not they said not an interview, but he's had conversations. Okay, well, whatever.
Tepper will
You're
pay
talking.
you too.
Yes. You're talking like there's something to that. The Colts situation's interesting because obviously I'm pretty sure he has his Ring of Honor. I was about to say.
So Joey Molinaro did it because he's from Indy. He did a video about that the other day, and he mentioned Jim Harbaugh being in the Ring of Honor, and I was kind of shocked. I think he only played for the Colts for like 4 years or something.
He did, but they were bad, and he brought them. Remember, they almost made it to the Super Bowl.
Because I did not know that.
1 year.
He played 94 to 97, and he's in the Ring of Honor for the Colts.
Yeah.
A franchise that, has a
Captain Comeback or something was his nickname.
Johnny
maybe?
Unitas, not John Elway, Peyton Manning.
Almost John Elway. They tried to get
true.
him to be the quarterback. He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, it's true.
Andrew Luck.
Wild. Yeah, Andrew Luck, and Harbaugh's in there for
Burt Jones.
4 years. That's right. I had old Burt Jones signed picture growing up.
But so if I'm Michigan too, and I know there's a clause in his contract that he has to tell the AD if he's meeting or talking with any NFL team, like he has to. He has to disclose that. It's part of his new contract. But if I'm also their AD, like this offseason being the second offseason in a row that he's talking with NFL teams, he certainly wants to be an NFL coach. And how much longer can I just wait and hope and pray that he doesn't go, take an NFL job? And so, like, I've got to have a plan ready to go as well. I mean, you're talking about a team that's on the ultimate rise. I mean, they just won the Big Ten 2 years in a row. Just got to the college football playoff 2 years in a row. And so, like, you don't want to – this late in the game, certainly, like, you're not trying to start – now, their signing class was not top tier. I mean, they're in, I think, 21, 22 range.
Yeah, wow.
So, like – you don't want to have to hit reset, start over, and then
recruit anymore.
I mean, some of that probably.
That's what that feels like. I would say you're hitting on there's a couple interesting things that we're hitting on here, which is like, okay, when you're in a relationship and somebody gets caught maybe running around, right? I definitely understand if you're in a long enough relationship, you really want to sit there and work it out. And I've seen many that have been able to work it out, and that is great. But I've also seen many where even though there can be times where it feels normal and there can be times where it's all good, ultimately there is this worm in the back of your brain basically constantly gnawing away, right? True forgiveness is very hard to achieve. I can't help but wonder if there's some of that left over from 2020. When Michigan didn't choose to fire Jim Harbaugh, but they did cut his pay in half.
Yeah.
From $8 million to $4 million. He lost his buyout. And he did all the right things. He took his bonus and gave it back to Michigan employees who were affected by COVID cuts. Like, he did a lot of great things. But I can't help but wonder, and this is pure conjecture on my part, but think about how I don't care how much money you have, okay? Humans always want more money. Think about how you would feel if you got your salary slashed by 50%. You could put on a brave face and you could be really happy with what happened the last couple of years.
How would it be Magic Johnson? I ain't going to be here.
Yeah, so like ultimately though, at the end of the day, you're waiting for the day when you have the upper hand and you could kind of be like, look at me now, right? And that's basically where Harbaugh is. I lead you to back-to-back Big Ten champions. I beat Ohio State 2 years in a row. Well, guess what? I'm going back to the league. The other interesting part about Harbaugh is you want to talk about a man close but no cigar, a man who has suffered heartbreak at every level of college football, at every level of football. I mean, 2 playoffs now at Michigan only to fall short. When he was in the NFL, 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl. 3 NFC championships?
3 in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, because one of those is a Super Bowl, yes. So he won 1, lost 2.
Right.
1 and 2 in the NFC championships, 0-1 in Super Bowl, 0-2 in the playoffs. Like, so close. So many Final Fours. Yeah. And yet, the ultimate prize remains elusive. This is a man who has a 44-19-1 record as a head coach in the NFL. That is next to impossible to achieve. Now, I know that back in the day he graded on people. There was a player that I overheard at Saints camp one time he was with him the entire time in San Francisco. And he said, I was going to quit football if I had to play another practice with that guy, basically.
I've heard the same.
But he got results.
But
I think he's probably evolved past that.
Probably so. But also here's the thing, there's some people that's how they coach. That's their style. That's their mentality. And it's not fun day in and day out. But if you want to be successful, if you want to win football games, if you want to have that opportunity, sometimes you have to buy into the process. And there's a lot of coaches that are fun that are bad coaches, and you're on a bad team.
Yeah.
So, as a player, there is a give and take there because he has a method and a way that seems to be working on every level that he's ever been in, FCS, FBS, NFL. So, and maybe it's because I played for 2 completely different head coaches in college, and so I've seen it done different ways. But it's not fun maybe going to work every day, but you're going to get the best out of you.
Yeah, but you're winning. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a bit of a give and take there, but I just think it's hilarious because, again, one of the main storylines in the run-up was he was supremely happy at Michigan and that now there were never going to be any more NFL rumors of twice on the extension, et cetera, when really it was kind of Harbaugh just. And also it does show you, man, just how bitter single-game results can be. Because I doubt this is as much of a story at all if Michigan's getting ready for a national championship right now. And if you win a national championship, who knows?
But if he wins it, he might be more likely.
He could. That's what I'm saying. Who knows? That could go either way. It could go either way. But at the same time, Michigan would be incentivized to keep him to an even greater degree. Where, who knows what Michigan higher ups are thinking now? So just kind of wild. So Jake, if this is true, and it feels very legitimate, The Athletic is a group of really the premier, old school sports journalists. Pretty much everybody that works there, I feel, is at the top of their game. And this is the Athletic staff saying this, and they're citing multiple sources. So I feel pretty comfortable saying this is likely true, but his desire to get back to the league. Do you 100% think a team offers him a head coaching job this offseason?
In the NFL, yeah, I do.
I would think so, right?
You're going to have the Colts is going to be open, Carolina's going to be open, Arizona's likely to be open. There's New Orleans. I don't really know what that situation is. I don't think it's going to be open, but it's certainly a possibility. And Black Monday's coming. There's going to be 2 surprises. There always is of coaches that we thought were in good standing and they end up getting fired. So, yeah, I mean, if I have a coach and I know he's a little quirky, I know he's maybe tough or to work for, whatever, but the record is the record. These owners don't care how hard he's working the players and coaches. They care about, what did you say, 44-19?
Yeah, okay, if you are hiring, I don't believe in hiring. I think talent evaluation's next to impossible, right? I don't think our processes always result in the best hires. But yeah, 44-19-1, 3 NFC championship appearances in a row with a Super Bowl mixed in. And that's after taking over a bad San Francisco team.
San Francisco was
that had won like 4 games.
And they had, the thing was, they had talent, but they just had bad coaching.
Yeah.
Like we played them every single year in the preseason or the regular season, and we'd be like, how are they like? You look across, it's like they got TK Spikes, they got Patrick Willis, they got Justin Smith, they got Bowman, they've got Witter, they've got all these players. Like, how are they bad? And then he comes in and he takes what was a talented roster, but they couldn't put it together, and then they start winning football games. So like, no, he had a direct impact on that team the first day he got there.
So, I mean, again, so if you're trying to hire and you want to be risk averse, what looks better on the hiring resume than that NFL track record? Like, I mean, and then knowing that you're also, it's not like he's been out of the game.
Yeah.
He brought Michigan over a more talented Ohio State in back-to-back years and made the playoffs. So, hey, you just hired Jeff Saturday. Like, what? And you're going to tell me you're not going to be going after Harbaugh hard if you're the Colts? I think the only thing that maybe guys be worried about is you see a lot of sexy young hires that have been paying dividends, and I think owners are definitely going to be tempted to kind of, copycat league and go that direction, and Harbaugh is not that. But, again, you will not find a record. You will not find an NFL resume like what you would if you hired Jim Harbaugh as your NFL head coach. And just like that, you got to be really sad if you are a Michigan fan.
I forgot to add a job in there, Denver, which is pretty. That's an interesting one, right? Yeah. So
Nathaniel Kenneth Hackett. Now it's who's up next?
So Denver's open. Like I said, Arizona's likely to be open with Cliff Kingsbury probably out there. We know Carolina's going to be open. Does Houston become open? Maybe. Colts is going to be open. So there's going to be. This might be a year we don't get a surprise, but there's still going to be plenty of jobs open.
Yeah, I think that. And if you're Harbaugh and you are maybe, I don't know. I don't think old school's the best way to. He is more old school, but it's not like no innovation old school. I think he has done a good job of adapting while maintaining core philosophies. But he is. I don't find it hard to imagine, Jake, that he is someone that doesn't love the new era of college football. And then he's like, can I get back to the league where there is no recruiting, where contracts lock guys up and free agency is much more codified and understood? There's going to be a lot of appeal there. If you were a Saints fan, now obviously Dennis Allen and the Saints finishing very strong. We'll see what happens. But if you were a Saints fan, would you take Jim Harbaugh? Mario, if Jim Harbaugh wanted to coach the Saints today, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think the track record's there. Big adjustment for the current team, but he's been successful in the NFL. He's been successful in the pros. Given the options you have right now, I would not mind that. That's just me.
Danny, what about you?
I think so. I think I would take him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's a record that is hard to ignore.
Caused us pain in the playoffs too. 2011.
Look at this from 17 minutes ago. Demario Tolan has entered the transfer portal. That sucks. That hurts. Let's talk about it next here on OTB.
OTB OT.
Go to All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. We love All-Star Toyota, and they love OTB. And if you love OTB, you love All-Star Toyota, or you will. Trust me. If you started working, then look, check it out. You want to put your toes in the water? Why don't you rent from All-Star Toyota, where you get cheaper per-day rental prices than your traditional rental companies? You can also look at the excellent selection of Toyota certified used vehicles where they have a lot where they can custom order you, which is anything and everything. It's all there. And by the way, if you need to trade in your car or sell your car, there has never been a better time, and they want to buy it off of you. So go see them off of Airline Highway today, or go to All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
It doesn't matter what you're looking to do. If you're looking to buy new, certainly they can take care of you. If you're looking to lease or rent, remember the full fleet is available in both of those processes. You're just not going to find that anywhere else. Per day rental prices you can check out on that website that T gave you. One more time, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old marks. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer, crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
Hey, son, join me 1 to 3 on Wednesday. JD Piquel of On 3 Sports will join us, and at LSU, get it done up in Rupp. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I haven't heard this song in a long time. But there's only one context that I ever heard this song. I never heard it on the radio. I never listened to it casually. What made you think of Guitar Hero? Mario?
Well, I know this song from Guitar Hero, but y'all were talking about songs that got y'all pumped up before games. This is one that I listened to before Bertolino basketball and Brother Martin JV football. This was going in my ears.
It's such an intense song. I guess, yes, I could see it getting you fired up. I mean, to me, it was always a little memey because it was just known as, the hardest Guitar Hero song in the world. And, early internet, I used to love looking up YouTube videos of guys, nailing it and, doing a perfect run of Through Fire and Flames. I mean, it's still really cool if you've never seen it. Man.
It is cool. I was pumped to just be able to play this song on Medium, but I enjoyed the song even after Guitar Hero.
I mean, it's overwhelming in what's going on. Listen to the drum kit. Listen to the guitar. The solo is on a whole nother planet. Speaking of a whole nother planet, I don't know where Demario Tolan's going to end up, Jake, but a bit surprising as the freshman linebacker from LSU, number 32, It is just reported by On3 Sports that he has entered his name into the transfer portal. Now, I got to be clear, hand up, I did not watch the bowl game film, okay? So I am not as clear on reps, who got what reps, and maybe that is a source of frustration for Tolan. Actually, real quick sojourn here, and we'll get back to Tolan. Shout out Quad Wilson. Pathetic that we went through an entire Citrus Bowl breakdown and didn't give a shout out to Quad Wilson, Jake. For all the Quad Bob jokes that we've made, that's literally him. He's Frank Wilson the fourth.
Yeah.
Frank Wilson's son, a.k.a. Quad Wilson with the 99-yard pick return for a touchdown. Looking good. You can see he's a team favorite. The fella's going crazy when he crosses into the end zone. As I welcomed my own Quad into the world, there was a Quad right in front of me this entire time. You can be named Quad or Q or Lil Queasy, and it can work out to the point where you get a 99-yard pick return for a touchdown in the Citrus Bowl. Shout out Coach Frank. Shout out Quad Wilson. That is awesome.
No, without question. I've been trying to force Quad Bob. Quad's a cool name.
I know, dude.
Like, is that not a sign?
Well, something tells me Quad Bob's never going to be getting an interception. At least not of the 99-yard variety, right? Maybe a tipped-up ball that falls into his lap or something around there.
We don't know that. We don't know that. I mean, look, your old man was a quarterback.
I feel
you're a lineman. The next thing is maybe a linebacker or a safety.
Yeah, absolutely. With his friggin' red hair, no way. Shout out Quad Wilson, though. I was very upset with myself yesterday that we didn't talk about Quad. Now, back to Tolan. Why I find this shocking, Jake, and why I'm going to be very intrigued. We're reacting live here, so I haven't reached out to anybody yet. But I'm going to be very intrigued at the story on is Demario Tolan's one of the players that I was highest on this entire roster. Like, he played this year, played legitimate snaps in big moments. And when he played, he did very well. Like, it was him and West Weeks and everybody who came in, I think it was against Ole Miss, and stopped the offensive success that they were having for the beginning of that game, and then everything turned around after that series. Like, I can think about multiple times off the top of my head, Demario Tolan flashing on film and being like, God, this is a true freshman. He's going to be awesome. And so it looked like, especially with guys like Micah Baskerville leaving, I would have thought that he would have been next up and that he was going to have a chance to pass up those ahead of him, but I guess for whatever reason, he is now going to be finding his fortune elsewhere.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to look up. I was trying to see exactly how maybe the bowl game situation played out for him because I'm with you, T. I thought this was somebody that was going to step right in line and be a guy for the future because you're losing bodies at that position, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Already having the time, so he's going to have a leg up on any young player coming in here as well. So, like, obviously, like, we don't know the story, but I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the bowl game snaps. I don't even see him on the chart. And obviously, when you're talking about a 63
okay, so yeah, that
game,
would make sense. So he didn't play. So he didn't play in the bowl game. So something is. Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
So in the bowl game, as far as the linebacker position, Harold Perkins played 51 of the 78 snaps. Wes Weeks played 35 of the 78. Greg Penn 57. Baskerville played 51. Mike Jones played 35.
West Weeks, another guy who has done very well. And by the way, his brother, Whit Weeks, who just signed with LSU, I can't remember exactly what game it was, but just dominated. Some high school all-star game was named most
Coach is very, very excited about him.
Yeah. And West is very good as well. And actually, he was, like I said, he contributed and played a lot as well this season. But it doesn't hurt when you have a bad Essel, bro. That's for sure. And so now you're going to get both Weeks here on the LSU roster.
So what is that? I guess now it's like, okay, what does that position look like coming into next year?
Are you convinced? Are you convinced that Harold Perkins just goes back to the middle?
I wouldn't put him just in the middle.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't.
He could be on first and second down and third down. Like, okay.
It just feels like everybody's like just assuming he's going to go back and be a Mike linebacker like Devin White was, and I don't know. He's just so good off the edge, and I know you can interior pass rush, but he's so good off the edge, dude.
He is, and in third down situations, that's where I would love to see him, obviously. So that's an interesting one. We'll definitely have to see if we can find out exactly maybe what happened there.
Yeah. Wait, so who is left, though, at linebacker now? If Baskerville's gone,
well, in this game,
gone,
you had Harold
Greg
Perkins,
Penn.
Wes Weeks, and Greg Penn that are going to be back.
And so that's kind of it then. right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because
Maybe in the Pirtle market here.
yeah,
after
because
spring
Colby
ball.
Fields is somebody that came from South Carolina. He's already put himself in the portal as well. So adding at least you would think one piece through the portal at that position.
True Rich says Quad Bob might pancake a linebacker opening a hole for someone to score in a bowl game. Hell yeah, that'd be dope, dude. I would absolutely love that.
If you're looking maybe at what LSU did in recruiting, as far as maybe having a middle linebacker come in, it's not one of their top recruits. And so, to your point, T, I think you definitely, if you want to add something, Whit Weeks is somebody that they do love him. I can promise you. I've heard the coaches talk about him, but him coming in and playing, and his brother plays the same position, that'd actually be pretty fun to see them in the game together. But I still think you'd add a better piece.
Dangerous game for West, dude. I mean, nothing more annoying than if little bro would come in and like maybe take reps from you. Like, you love your little bro, and that's all great, and everything's well and good, and you're gonna push each other and work together. But that just that sucks. So maybe it's not gonna happen. Let's see. I mean, West is someone who would certainly be right in line to be competing for a starting job next season, and so we'll see what ends up happening in that position over the offseason. But Tolan is the first, even more so than like Desmond Little, where I was a bit surprised on Little because I thought he would have been in line to get more playing time. Tolan is the first guy where I'm like legitimately like, damn, that sucks. Yeah. Like I thought he was gonna be really good.
With Desmond Little, yeah, because like you have Quincy Wiggins, you have some really good edge rushers in this signing class, and that's one position, T, we've talked about it. You can come in and you can play right away at that position. Maybe not in the first game, be a first day starter, but you can come in. It's like, hey, it's third down, go get that guy, right? And so you had a lot of really good players coming in. Maybe the biggest surprise for me too so far in the portal.
Yeah. And again, the timing of it, why didn't he play in the bowl game when he did play during the season in games that mattered? These are all things that we will now be digging into. Coming up next, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org is the website. I had Central Plumbing come out not long ago, had to get a new dishwasher that was gifted to me by my mother. Great Christmas present there. New dishwasher, sneaky great experience. But the point is, they showed up to install, and they're like, we can't do this. You need to call a plumber. Okay, what'd I do? 925-8552. Later afternoon, Central Plumbing's out there. Bada bing, bada boom. Job is done, and done right. Okay? So get that immediate service, whether installation, bathroom makeover, any emergency situation. They're 24/7, centralplumbing.org.
225-925-8552, but also give them a call if you're looking to remodel. Give them a call if you're looking to go tankless with a tankless water heater. They can do it for you at your home or your business. No job's going to be too big, and you'll see that as soon as you go to centralplumbing.org. The full fleet is ready to go. So visit the site today, centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community.
We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications. The powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution. A network built for every possibility. Moving faster than ever before. Streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's AFR presented by Pluckers. Saints start getting ready for their regular season finale against the Panthers. We'll recap LSU, Kentucky, and hoops and preview Pels Rockets. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy?
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Hey, T, do we have any do we have any stats on Quad Bob? Have we gone to like the percentile checkup yet?
I think we got a checkup coming up here.
Okay.
I can double check.
I'd be interested to see.
My oldest daughter's been like 99.
Oh yeah,
her entire life.
I mean, she's
My
as tall
youngest
as
one's like 80,
Memphis,
90.
and she's
Yeah.
2 years younger.
Yeah, she's a tall girl. And then Quad's already wearing like 6-month stuff, 9 months stuff, and he's like, a month old. He just, man, old boy loves boobies. Just stays eating, stays suckling at the teat.
That's all infants typically eat.
Yeah.
But
I wish I could know that feeling. I'm not saying I want to do it like every time, but I would like to know what it felt like to have someone suckle from your teat. Want to be like?
I was just trying to get some stats on Quad Bob. I was not trying to get in this conversation.
I'm just sure, I think it creates a closeness, like a relationship that just outside looking in, Now it comes with all the incredible self-sacrifice, right? Which is where I very much want to have my cake and eat it too. I don't want to breastfeed constantly. I just want to see what it would feel like, a couple of times. Isn't De Niro in either the first? It's the second. In Meet the Fockers, I believe De Niro doesn't he have that boob suit that he puts on for that reason? Or is it Stiller who has the boob? Surely somebody remembers what I'm talking about.
I mean, I know the first one, You Can Milk Anything. With
No, it's not that one. No, because they have a kid. It's when they have a kid and they're raising the child. Either way, great movie, both 1 and 2 are excellent movies that stand up the test of time. Daniel Bass says, how sustainable is intermittent fasting? I think it's great, man. Now, granted, this job kind of works with it because you immediately wake up and go to work and then, get done around noon with the morning show, so it kind of lines up perfectly. But you don't have to be overly strict with it. I do it during the week. Don't do it on the weekends. And, I haven't done it over Christmas break. I've been bad. But yeah, it's been great for the most part. I love it. I'd say check it out.
I just read something.
What, someone take one for the team and give T-Bob the sensation?
Yes.
Danny.
No.
Danny boy, come suckle for me.
Oh, God.
It's like, have you ever seen the old Alec Baldwin SNL skit with Adam Sandler? Canteen boy, come into my sleeping bag. Danny, you can be my canteen boy. Somebody Photoshop it right now. Even though, I don't know, Danny's mustache and beard combination would be a little aggressive. See, there you go, dude.
Yeah, okay.
I told you, dude. Robert De Niro there with a fake breastfeeding boob on from Meet the Fockers. Which, that sounds so sketchy to say that on air.
It does.
The title of that movie. Like, I had like a little like adrenaline spike both times they said it.
Yeah. I forgot about Danny with just like chin patch hair.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like now. Like that's Danny. Like I don't know the other Danny anymore. But he had the chin patch for so long. But now I don't even think about Danny being that guy.
Yeah, I bet you his mustache would tickle your nips for sure.
Wow.
And then it'd get all tangled in my chest hair. You know what I'm saying? That'd be pretty weird, wouldn't it, Danny? What if you got stuck? Like, you know when like a player's helmet gets stuck in another player? Danny's just stuck down there and we got to cut off his mustache to get him off. That'd be crazy.
I'd hate to see your search history on the internet. I would hate it.
Well, there's that South Park episode where they're threatening to release everybody's search history, and it basically causes society to like completely lose itself as people are like burning down buildings, trying to avoid having what they're actually looking like going out there. Ooh, and then my mom just texted me. Not listening to the show though, which is great.
Yeah,
don't raise your eyebrows suggestively at me like that, Daniel. That was a bridge too far. I know we make a lot of Step Danny jokes, but that little eyebrow raise that you just hit over the rim of the computer, that's a great way to get stuffed into a closet. It's a great way to try out exactly what we were just talking about. I'm going to force you to suckle if you imply anything with my mother again, Danny.
Teresa up early this morning, 7:42 out west.
Yeah. He texted about a little quad. Oh, man, that is a goofy smile. Look at that. Last thing I wanted to say here. Do y'all think a modern day kind of FYE can make it? If you don't know about FYE, for-year entertainment, used to be in the malls like DVDs.
Like Sam Goody.
Posters. Basically, I don't remember the name of it, but there's one opening up here in Baton Rouge. It's not FYE, but it's basically like a modern day spin on it. And I'm super excited.
What are they going to have?
I don't know exactly. I don't know. But it says like music, games, pop culture. I can't remember exactly what the tagline is.
Because no one buys CDs, obviously. Like cars don't even have CDs anymore.
No.
Nobody buys DVDs anymore.
Blu-ray, like Ultra HD, there's not a massive market, but there is a
market
for
sustainable
like
store.
I would not think so. No, I would not.
Vinyl's probably your best bet of something that people still buy. I know I do.
Yeah, I would say you'd have to have vinyls in there.
I definitely.
Probably posters. Do kids still like posters?
Yes, my kids do. My boys love posters.
Okay, there you go. A lot of posters, your favorite stuff. Yeah, I remember that FYE.
For you.
Yeah, for sure. Murder Draft. I remember. What a weird name. I just casually read it, but I remember that FYE on college. That's where I used to buy a lot of anime.
Okay.
Back in the day.
I didn't. Why?
Because it was the only place to get anime.
Like, what do you mean, like anime? What though?
Oh, like
comic books.
No,
DVDs.
yeah, anime DVDs, like some DBZ stuff, some Gant stuff, some just I don't know. You know, pre-streaming, there was no great option to see a lot of this anime, and so that was really kind of one of the only way to get your hands on. Like, if you wanted like the uncensored Frieza saga, where you see you get a couple curse words and there's more blood, and you see Krillin like cutting Frieza's tail off and everything. Yeah. You got to get the uncensored. Todd Hoover, T-Bob, will you be the best man in the wedding when Danny joins the family? Danny, would you invite me to be best man at the wedding?
Yes.
Who would be your best man? Would it be one of your siblings? Would it be a friend? Would it be me? Who's getting is Mario? Who's getting best man status?
T-Bob.
You're lying. You're lying. I'm kind of being real. I wonder who your real best man would be.
Who's your best man?
My little brother. And then my buddy Ian. I had a little dual best manship, but yeah, my little brother for sure.
I would think it'd probably be one of Danny's brothers.
I would think so, right? But I don't know. Danny kind of. Danny's such a solo. He's
such
a solo man.
Yeah, he is. He is very solo. He's probably like not even gonna have one up there. It's just gonna be him. All eyes on me.
Yeah.
Paid a lot of money for this tux.
Bilbo says T-Bob would be the flower boy easily. That'd be pretty funny, actually. All right. I don't know what this was, but I know what next is. And next is Ask the Bench here on OTB. So get your questions in the chat.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench. Anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Harbaugh Toyota in Opelousas is here to help you ring in the new year with no markups, and you'll never pay over MSRP. And we have new inventory arriving daily. So Happy New Year from our Corvell Toyota family to yours.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup.
Join me, Jimmy Ott, for Game Time, live from Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday. Got a bunch of guests giving out picks. Game Time on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Oh, dude. AC just kicked on. Aggie Tim's ears must have been burning. It feels good here now. And if you want service to the highest degree for all your AC heating and electrical needs, you want to go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge. Service to the highest degree is real talk, okay? Not some BS. Go look at the online reviews. It's unbelievable. And even my wife probably didn't even know we did commercials for AccuTemp. Like, when we had them out to the house, she texted me on how blown away she was with the entire experience. So don't take my word for it. Go look at the online reviews, all your AC, heating, and electrical needs. AccuTempBR.com. Ask about the Star Club membership while you're talking to them. Right now, and no, I'm not going to throw Danny a bachelor party. Or I am, and I'm going to make him cheat on my mother so that and film it, and then I'm going to break them up. So careful, Danny. Okay, watch out. I got schemes within schemes within schemes working against you. I will never allow you to be my step Danny.
Isn't he already your step Danny?
Kind of. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hotels, and Blue Moon Lot Sky Citrus Sweets.
I got one. Besides Miami or Las Vegas, what's a good city to go to for a bachelor party?
Miami or Las Vegas?
Besides Miami or Las Vegas.
I mean, but I think because we're from
Those two are out.
Louisiana, we don't throw New Orleans in there. A lot of people go to New Orleans. Austin has become one that's gained a lot of steam.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very picky. Any city. I've had fun every bachelor party I've ever been on. It's just about getting
I'm the same way.
really
Like
hammered with the boys.
Yeah, getting the fellas together and having one last little hoorah.
Austin would be interesting.
Good city.
Yeah.
Have you been to Austin?
Yeah, it's very cool. But like almost like too cool.
What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like. It's like too cool.
Like too many hipsters?
Well, like, yeah, but not even like, now it's been infused with all like the big money Californians moving in. Big tech has completely made it into San Francisco of the South. Yeah, it's too cool.
I guess it looks like,
I like Atlanta. I always had a good time in Atlanta. But Atlanta's probably more of your, like, wanting like a gentleman clubby bachelor party. That's probably the place to go. Hashtag Ask the Bench. When is the new season of The Night Shift, our D&D podcast? We were supposed to just record a new session this week. We didn't get to, so I don't know exactly when. Real life has made it a bit tougher as all D&D groups for everybody to get together. I mean, we only play once a month, but
can't get a text back from you. There ain't no way you got time for that.
It is coming, though. It is coming. Hashtag OTB, or excuse me, Ask the Bench. How does the COVID season thing work? Do new players get an extra year? Or what is the cutoff? I think the cutoff is if you like committed in 2020, right? Like if you are a 2021 recruit, I don't believe that you get a COVID year.
T-Bob, I have no idea.
I don't know for sure, but that would
Nobody
make sense
knows.
to me.
Like, it's like you're a 8th year senior. Cool.
Jake, did you do anything cool in Phoenix? Did you enjoy Arizona? Go anywhere unique or special?
I mean, I've been there plenty of times before. I lived there for 4 months. Love the area. It's one of my favorite spots in the country. But this trip was a work trip. I mean, we got to go to a couple dinners, but for the most part, we were on air working.
Ask the Bench. What's the best low-calorie, long-sustaining, doesn't taste like cardboard or flatulence smelling snack? So, like, what's a good low-calorie one that doesn't, taste like
that doesn't taste like cardboard?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't have a lot of like healthy snacks.
I love rice cakes, but that probably falls into the cardboard for a lot of people. Although I really enjoy
like
rice cakes.
Almond butter on that thing.
Yeah, almond butter.
Drizzle.
Almond butter, strawberries with a little honey on it.
Yeah,
that's a go-to
perfect.
snack for me.
A little sweet and savory mix right there.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm missing something here. Oh well, it'll come back to me. Ask the Bench. Jake, what's your latest vinyl pickup? I just got the Spider-Man soundtrack. Which Spider-Man are we talking about here?
I just got my mom for Christmas got me the Elvis movie vinyl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's my newest, latest and greatest.
I saw the new. So did you ever see the Spider-Verse movie, the awesome animated Spider-Man that came out a couple years ago? Right? Yeah, right. Of course, for the boys.
My boys. Yeah.
Have you seen the preview for the new one?
Mm-hmm.
It looks awesome.
Oh, they're fired up. Yeah, they're counting down. They're counting down the days. It's some of the best. like animated movie, I think that's
yes,
we've
it
had
is
last
the most
20 years.
creative animation I've ever seen probably in my entire life. Even down, if you watch some of the making ofs, they even did things like where Miles, they animated, I think it was in like 30 frames, and then Peter Parker was like 60 frames to make him look smoother because he's experienced, Miles not, blah, blah, blah. It's all kind of, it goes very, very deep. You got the OG Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi vinyl. Hell yeah, that's sick.
Nice.
Giraffe. Hey, thank you all so much. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Danny. Thank you to everybody hanging out in the chat every day. Hit the like button, subscribe. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow for a brand new OTB.
OTB. OT.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go? Super weird, but we can take care of it.